Ladies and gentlemen, it is a Sunday night, which means hopefully you've had a fantastic week with your family, and now it's time to get to business, okay? Because we've got a real rookie draft on deck for you guys.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
really excited because in this draft, I have the highest rookie pick I've had this entire offseason, so I really feel like I can, be involved in a way that I may not have been able to be involved in before, but yeah.
Dip your toes in the rookie waters.
That's right. How was your weekend, Sammy? What did you get up to? Anything game changing? Anything to report?
Nothing game changing. Had a fun stream last night. You were in there for a little bit.
Yes, sir.
We had a good time. That was good. Other than that, just normal weekend over here. It's getting warmer, which is nice. We were like, I'm not going to try and do Celsius to Fahrenheit. It was warm. It was warm today. It was really warm.
Appreciate y'all being here with us. Yeldar already is banking on what the giveaway code word would be today.
It's a good guess.
What's up, Humo? Welcome into the chat. What's up, Torpedo? Dynasty Dude in the building. Mike is here. Macy's here. 115 days until kickoff, which is wild.
I'm excited.
I've been thinking about that August trip a lot to Austin. Very excited about kind of getting back there, and it's kind of fun. Like, I hope it's something that we get to be a part of for, a long, long time. But Kevin, this is a great question. If you just hang with me here in the next, 5 minutes, I'll tell you exactly how to get into one. What's up, Ben? What's up, Liam? Welcome in. Guys, we do have a real draft for you today. This is the Hotel League. I really love my team in this league. Unfortunately, we did not make it farther than the second round of the playoffs this year. But this is one of my favorite teams for sure. I'm feeling really good about it. I've got the 102 and the 203 this year. Fortunately, 203 is probably not worth too much, but we've got a lineup of Daniels, Gibbs, Saquon, McMillan, Wilson, McBride, Walker, Jacobs, Chase, Trevor. On our bench, Jordan Love, Rashee Rice, Jamison Williams, Chega Okonkwo. We've got Malik Neighbors on the IR/taxi, I guess, if you will. So love this team. Hoping to obviously make it a little bit better here with this 102, but appreciate y'all being here, hanging out with us. Somebody guessed what the code word for today was going to be, and they guessed it correctly. We have a real league drafting tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow we will be like an hour in at this point into a real Dynasty startup draft, real league that you can be a part of.
Heck yeah.
And we're going to do that drawing right after this rookie draft finishes. So I can tell you right now, we still got some spots left. I think right now we're going to raffle off 5 spots, if I'm not mistaken. But if you guys want to claim one of those 5 spots for yourself, very, very easy way to get in, guys, is by simply becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. You can check out the steps here to be a part of these leagues. It's just the simple 1 to 4. But if you're a brand new member, all you have to do is steps of 1 to 2, and then I will fast track you into the league. Again, you've got until the end of today's rookie draft, to sign up. And if you do, I'll guarantee you a spot into this draft that's happening tomorrow night, Real League. Commissioner Joel is hosting this one. So I appreciate y'all big time being here with us. And in honor of the Orion League, I'm just thinking if I can give away a playbook. I don't think I give away a playbook today because there are so many right now in the queue. So what we're going to do is we're going to give away 3 trade question vouchers to 3 different people. Okay. So if you want to enter the giveaway today, it's very simple. All you have to do is like the stream. Step 1 is to like the stream. Step 2 is to type Orion for tomorrow's draft and for today's drawing. Appreciate you big time, my friend. Francis, he says, sorry, new subscriber here. How do we enter the drawing for the Orion League? I hope what I just said there is helpful. Let me know if anything that I just said doesn't make sense. But we just walked through that basically right then and there. But I do appreciate you big time. Wellness Bucket says 2 young legends in the making. Wow. Very, very kind of you.
That's too kind.
Shane Anderson says, my toxic straight is wanting to tank with a decent team because of 27 pick hype. Yeah, I've noticed this. And I think it's like, I'm noticing it in our leagues. And if anybody's in our leagues, like land leagues, And please don't take this as a personal shot to anybody, like, because it's really not meant to be. But I'm noticing a lot of people nuking teams, and I'm just looking at it thinking, I like the class too, but I just think some people are making some really, really rash decisions right now with these 2027 picks, and it's making me open to selling mine. Like, that's okay. You can have mine. I'll try and win the league again. You know, I mean, I'm just seeing good teams tear it all down, trying to bank on as many rookie picks. I just never think that's a good strategy. It's just too risky to put all your eggs in one single class.
I think it'll make for really interesting conversations during the season, talking about like who can be sold for a 27 first right now. I think you're going to be able to get some like really good names from punting teams for like 27 first straight up, even if you project to be like 109 through 112. Especially as the college football season starts and we're seeing these guys perform and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very interesting.
Yes. Well, guys, we appreciate you being here. We've got a real draft for you here on tap. Hotel League. We will just quickly go through the land method. Okay, this is a land method draft. We're gonna do 3 minutes in the first 2 rounds, 1.5 minutes in the last 2 rounds. It is a live event. Okay, obviously we're here together. It's not a slow draft or anything. The A stands for action, where everybody gets 1 trade window. And you essentially need to be on the clock to call your trade window. But when you do, the entire league knows that you're trying to trade whatever assets available. And you have the entire league's attention, right? Which begins our negotiation process, where you might be negotiating on that with that trade window between 3 or 4 different people, depending on how attractive your asset that you're trying to trade is. So we often see a lot of deals get done. It's a really fun process. And the last thing we will need to explain here is Code Cinnamon, which Sammy, as a veteran, explain to the people what Code Cinnamon is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just don't want the draft here, the real draft, real money league, to be influenced at all by what Zach or myself says, as well as what is going on in the chat. So if you see a player falling and you just can't believe that they are still on the board, keep it to yourself. Wait until they come off the board, and then we will be more than happy to discuss that. And I will do my best, as always, to abide by that as well.
Love it. We had an absolute blockbuster go down in this league just before. This was maybe 30 minutes ago or so.
Love to see it. Whoa!
Yeah, huge. Jamar Chase, James Cook, and the 108 this year was sent away for Emeka Egbuka, the 104, 227 first, and the 202. Absolute blockbuster. B Turt's looking like he's trying to go all in.
There are fewer trades have been bigger.
Yeah, this is a massive one. So absolute banger to start the stream. But let's go ahead and jump in here. I'm gonna put Drink My Cola on the clock, and Drink My Cola. I'd love to trade up here. Okay, not gonna happen. I was like, I'd love to trade up here if we want to have a conversation, but no,
it ain't happening.
They were like, I don't care. Okay, I am on the clock. You know, I'm just gonna say I don't have the player that I would plan to draft here in any league, so I'll sit here for a second, and I just want to see if any offers come through that intrigue me. And if any offers come through, I will heavily consider them. But at the same time, I could also just be content with going with this player that I don't have yet. Definitely want some shares of said player. So
it's nice to be like as exposed as possible to at least the top of every rookie class, you know?
Yeah. So I'll just wait a quick little second here and see if anybody's got something for me. I also just realized I have not opened my my cheat sheet tool yet.
Oh,
obviously I know
you're getting those grades.
I know the pick that I'll make here, but you know, for later on in the draft. And can somebody in the league remind me who won the comp pick? That would be helpful as well.
Yes.
Okay. And I'll just say it out loud. Like, yeah, I'm going to draft Carnell Tate here. if nobody makes a trade offer with me.
It's a good pick. Good pick.
Love the player. Haven't gotten a share of him yet, so I would like to change that. But as everybody knows, I'm here to wheel and deal. I'm here to have conversations. And there's never a moment where I am not open to looking at trades. And if there's something that's going to improve my team, then that's great. It's funny, actually, Sammy, in one of last week's streams, someone basically submitted a comment there like, it's so annoying watching you because you always try to trade. And I just thought, and they were like, you're always trying to get a good value. I thought, yeah, that's right. I am always trying to trade and get value for my team. I can't lie. You're 100% correct.
I don't even know where to start with that one, honestly. Sunny Side Up asks a phenomenal question.
Yes.
What is the comp pick?
I'm going to go ahead and take Carnell Tate here, by the way. I won't waste anyone's time.
See, Zach, look, I've been a nice guy for a really long time, but this is what pisses me off about you. You are always trying to get a good value. And it's dishonest. Frankly, it's rude.
Can't believe it.
And I don't think anybody should stand for it, really.
Yeah, it was funny because someone was like, there's a reason no one trades with you because you just try and win every trade. I thought, you know what? I should start trying to lose more trades. And what's funny is, like, I've made so many trades on these streams. And in that exact stream that they were commenting on, I made a trade. I just thought, people just look for something to be upset about. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, look, you're putting yourself out there. I remember last year, obviously I wasn't on the stream, but for the Bravo draft last year, I traded like the 203 for Jerry Jeudy. That was fun.
Yeah, that's always fun, isn't it?
The comp pick, Sunny Side Up asks, what is the comp pick? Basically, in all of the land leagues, Zach has instituted a rule where the bottom 6 teams who don't make the playoffs, instead of just, hanging it up for the year, not paying attention to the league at all, for the playoff weeks 15, 16, and 17, instead of a toilet bowl, they do a consolation bracket. So just like a playoff bracket, functions the same way, but for the bottom 6 teams. And whoever wins that playoff bracket gets the comp pick, which is just it's a rookie pick selection between the 212 and the 301. So right after the second round, which the draft pauses. The owner of the comp pick, whoever won the consolation bracket, lets Zach and the rest of the league know who they would like to select. That player comes off the board, and then the draft continues. Just a little something to play for the teams that missed the playoffs.
Yeah, we did just get our first trade window, by the way, popping off here from Mitch Wood. Mitch, you would, man. You would, Mitch. Mitch Wood here is popping his trade window. So now he has everybody's attention at the 104. If they would like to make a trade for the 104 or whatever asset he's got up for grabs, then now is the time to contact him and send him an offer. So we'll see what sort of offers may come into the picture here. It's funny because I was a little concerned about what the trade window might look like in this year's class because for the most part, people aren't really looking to trade for these picks outside like the top 6. But it still led to quite a lot of big deals. A lot of deals that changed leagues. It's still helping people move players that they want to move or acquire players that they want to acquire. So, I mean, in its heyday, right? Like I'm imagining 2027. It's an absolute weapon. But
Zach, I cannot wait. Next off. I'm excited for the season. I'm also excited for next off season. Rookie fever next year should be at an all-time high. You would have to imagine.
And this is actually a great segue for me to let you guys know that what I'm the most excited about is we're getting into the redraft season. I cannot wait. And I will just say this. The new banner is a little preview of some special things coming. I don't want to give up anything more than that. That's a little clue for you. The banner is a fun little preview of some special fun little things coming for the 2026 draft season.
Whose hands are that?
I believe that's Russell Wilson's. I could be wrong.
I was going to say Jalen Hurts, but I guess the sweatband. Is that a
Yeah.
Russell Wilson thing?
I actually don't know whose hands those are. But go ahead and follow us over there on Fantasyland Football. Follow myself on Fantasyland Football. My first video of the year is releasing tomorrow. I'd love to have you guys over there with your noties on, ready to go. And then, of course, we've got our Shorts channel as well popping off as well. The video is, I do the same first video every year. And it's just a fun way to kind of get people all on the same page about what players I'm really excited about this year. So it's 10 players that are must drafts in 2026 for best ball or redraft or whatever you're kind of getting into during the offseason. Awesome. That's non-dynasty related.
Phenomenal.
But obviously it'll have dynasty implications. On last year's video,
together, yeah.
On last year's video, I highlighted Devontae Adams for the first time and kind of talked about why I was obsessed with him in the 2026 season. He was actually the cover of the must draft video. But yeah, I'm excited for you guys to kind of see that content start getting released over there.
Heck yeah, dude. It's June to September is a bit of a blur every year,
Yeah.
And
Dynasty and Fantasy is
so
all seasons, isn't it? There's a season of hype from December to January where people are excited about the class, and then there's a real lull from February, March. Then the combine happens.
You still have free agency and stuff though, but February is really the dead period, especially this year where the class was so bad. I feel like if the class is better,
no, for sure. I feel like there will be a dead period for this rookie stuff as well. Most years, people are super excited to watch a rookie draft. This year, people are like, I don't even want to think about these rookies anymore.
100%.
What's up, Wyatt? Welcome in, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say with you talking about the trade windows and stuff like that. I feel like we've everybody was the initial, oh my god, all these picks suck.
Yeah.
After the 110 or whatever, it's terrible, right? I think that as a community, we've become more, we've adjusted to the fact that, okay, yes, compared to normal years, the 111 sucks.
Yeah.
But it still has value.
Yeah.
And so I feel like more trades are getting done now because people are more like, this isn't the 111.
People are lowering their expectations on what they'll get back, and that's when deals are starting to happen a little bit more. I got to put you back on the clock, Mitch, just to let you know. But Mitch has used his trade window officially, and we will see if he's... It looks like we did just get a deal done with Rowan. So let's have a look at what that deal ends up looking like. Looks like Rowan sent the 105, so he moves up one spot, you're right. And he essentially sends his second next year in 2027. Moves up one spot, gets the 308 this year. That's unfortunately a very common... I'm not saying this as like Mitch got a bad deal or anything, but in most years you could get more than that, But in this year in particular, that is pretty much maximizing value in a trade down.
I mean, it's one spot, Zach, and I think both you and I would say that these players are in the same tier.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Mitch getting an extra second-round pick next year and what should be a good class.
Don't mind it.
Moving to the 105, getting a similarly valued player. I don't mind it at all. Yeah. I do love Mekhi Lemon, though.
Hey, G Money, I'm going to send you something here, just out of curiosity. I just want to see where you stand, if that's okay. And to anybody watching, you're going to hear me again. I'm just thinking about it because someone left that comment who was like, oh, you're always wanting to get the best deal in the trade. I'm so confused why we're even having that conversation. But let me be very clear. If you guys are playing Dynasty football and you expect more than 10% of your trade offers to get accepted, then respectfully, I don't think you're playing the right way. There is so much wheeling and dealing that happens when I'm doing trades. I get trades done a lot. I'm very active, but it's never hey man, what do you think about this? Perfect. Let's do it. Deal done. No, a lot of these are are over the course of months building up. A lot of them are 12 counters back and forth. A lot of them are, I say I'm not interested, and then I come back. They say they're not interested, and they come back. So, you know, if you are out there and you're like, wow, you need to get a higher percentage of your trades accepted, you're probably not sending enough trades. You know?
Yeah, I think that an important thing to recognize is that, like, you should probably be starting all of your trades like 20%, 15 to 20% away from what you would be comfortable with, like where you're getting that extra 15 to 20% of value. And then you work back towards what you're okay with. This is how all negotiations ever have worked.
Yeah.
In the history of man, right?
Yeah.
You go up and you say, I think this is worth this. I'll give you this much for it. And then the other person says, no, I think it's worth this. I want this for it. And then you find a place in the middle. Yeah. Sometimes sometimes you send out that offer where you feel like you're getting 20% extra value and they accept it. And then, okay, great.
Exactly. Jadarian Price comes off the board there. So
no luck, eh? No dice? No dice on that.
Well, I'm going to still try and get a deal done with G-Money if there's any interest.
Okay. I finished recording and editing and getting ready for upload my running back rankings for Dynasty.
Okay, nice.
Which will be out tomorrow. Did a little spiel on Mr. Jadarian.
Yes.
Who you and I both really, really like.
Yeah. Just be careful, guys, because there is one clip from rookie OTAs where he does drop the ball. Just want you guys to be really careful.
Oh, you're kidding.
If you haven't seen that yet, you might think he's valuable. So
I drafted him everywhere, Zach.
Yeah, I know. I just want to give you guys a quick little warning here. You know, just be careful drafting him because there is a clip of him. There's also another clip of him catching it, but with his body. Yeah,
I saw that one, and I was like, Jadarian. I was the Matthew McConaughey Interstellar meme.
I know.
Looking at myself drafting him over and over again.
Just want you guys to be aware and be safe out there because, yeah, there's a lot of dangerous clips going out, and you know, there's also clips of him. If you want to be pro Jadarian Price, there's clips of him going through drills and nobody's tackling him. Not a single person is tackling him, man.
I bet nobody's even touching him.
No one's even touching the guy. So, yeah. Just you know, awareness is important here, is all.
And Zach, what's even more impressive is that he's doing all of that without pads on.
Yeah. It's like, how much better could he be when there are pads on and nobody's touching him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I love this time of year because, like, just seeing players on the field again just gets the blood pumping.
Oh yeah.
You know, we haven't talked since the schedule came out.
Yes.
Some interesting takeaways from that, of course.
Yep.
The main one to me being, it looks like Patrick Mahomes is playing week 1.
Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it?
He's now to minus 700 on FanDuel to start week 1, and I know you and I think it might have been you and I talking about it. I know that I've said this a bunch, but like I just don't think there's any way that they put the Chiefs primetime week 1 if Mahomes isn't playing.
We do get Sadiq and Concepcion off the board, by the way. Well, you know, my favorite takeaway is that the game I will be attending in Melbourne, Australia, the first NFL game ever in Australia. I mean, they've had like preseason matches, they've had a college football game, but the first ever NFL game. This will actually be your guys' Thursday. This is just the schedule in Australia, so this is your Thursday night football. Yeah. I will be in attendance for this game, and I am probably going to stream from the event. So
heck yeah,
I think I'm going to bring like an internet pack with me and just have like a camera following me around. I'm going to interview people on the street, and you know, there'll be a lot of Aussies and a lot of probably C words. So I want to apologize way in advance for that because that is Australia's favorite word.
Zach, how excited are you for that first Monday at 3 a.m.?
Oh, I am so excited. I am so excited for the first 2 weeks, and then in week 3, I'm like, Shit. This is a lot.
It's like I want to watch
Yeah.
football, but like I do not want to wake up right
I
now.
want to watch football, but my body is dying.
I was actually gonna. What was I gonna say? Okay, yeah. This confused me. So they put the opener on a Wednesday because they need to have the Australia game as Thursday night football. But
Yeah.
doesn't it make more sense for the game to be played Saturday morning in Australia and not Friday morning?
Why would it make more sense, I guess?
Because it's the weekend. It's 10:35 a.m. on a Friday when people are.
Oh,
working.
you're saying for Australia's sake.
Yeah.
Right. No, I guess I understand
it
where you're
would
coming
be-
from. The thing is, that would be a logistical issue if they were worried about selling out tickets. I can tell you, though, that the process of trying to buy tickets for that game was insane.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess my point is like I don't understand why, because normally the season starts on a Thursday and then you have like a Friday game. Like they had the Brazil game. I guess 2 years ago was Eagles Packers. Then last year it was Chiefs Chargers, and which was Friday night.
yeah.
So it did not have to be Wednesday Thursday this year because you could have just put the Australia game on
But-
Saturday morning their time, and then it'd be Friday.
The NFL is
night
a
our
money
time.
making machine. I think they would have recognized something from the past to try and generate more income. You know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway, it could be the case. I can tell you that me and a group of friends who got tickets, I was waiting in the lobby to get those tickets about an hour before the lobby opened. I ended up being 9,000 on the list. And I thought, oh my God, there's no way I get tickets. But my friends, some of them ended up being 99,000th on the list or 120,000th on the list. So like,
Yeah.
they basically sold out in a 80,000, 90,000 seat stadium in the span of like 10 minutes. So
Yeah, dude.
there'll be a full crowd for sure.
That's gonna be awesome.
I'm
That's gonna
excited.
be so much fun.
Okay, so there's no surprise in the top 10 here. Nothing
Not at all.
really that you could look at and say that you're surprised about. You know, nothing really at all that's surprising. Sadiq, Concepcion, Simpson Cooper is typically a tier. Now we've got Stowers here at the 111. Actually, I believe it's pronounced Stowers. And I
it's
know
like
the
Stowers,
the
yeah.
pronunciation police are
Oh my
lurking
gosh.
in the shadows
Actually,
everywhere.
yeah, Zach, let's
so-
talk about this. Let's talk about this quickly because I've made a decision. I wanted to deeply. I wanted to respect the man and his wishes and his name. And I think that
It's causing more controversy.
Mason has really has been last night. Mason convinced me because I was on the fence a little bit, but I do not want at any point for and this happened to you where you said Travis Achan, respecting the man, and then somebody in the comments didn't know who you were talking about. And I
Yeah.
think that as we get closer to the redraft season and you get all these people who were not in the the media circle,
Yeah.
not listening to stuff and reading stuff and all this kind of thing while it was happening, they're just going to be so beyond confused. And I don't want to keep over and over again going Travis Achan, formerly Travis Etienne, over and over again.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so I'm sorry, Travis.
And then people will also be upset no matter how you say it. This is what I'm finding out. People are upset with me no matter how I say the name. You know,
I don't even know how to say the new name. I'm not even 100%
Well,
sure if it's,
he
if it's actually
says-
just Achan.
he says Etienne, I think.
Yeah. Etienne. It's like the French.
The French pronounce is like
TIE
Etienne.
Is like a chia. Yeah, exactly.
As Denzel Boston
Right.
comes off the board. But there's just like, yeah. I'm going to try and trade up with Drink My Cola here for 1 second.
If it was a situation like Devon Achan where he comes into the league and everybody's calling him A-Chain because that's how it's spelt, and then all of a sudden in draft season he says no, it's Achan, please call me Achan. Okay, yeah, we all listen, we switch it, and now it's fine. This is 5 years into the man's career. Everybody has gotten used to saying it a certain way, and now you want to change it.
Yeah.
So I've made the decision. I'm gonna go
I
to
honestly,
ETN.
I'm at the point where I think I'm going to upset less people if I just say Etienne. Like, because no matter what
Yeah,
I
I
try
agree
and
with you.
say and how I try and respect the situation, someone's upset. And I'm
If
being
it
called a
becomes
racist
mainstream,
in the comment section. I'm telling people are telling me I'm using microaggressions. I'm like, I'm just trying to say the guy's name. And
if it,
it's
yeah,
like, you know what? It gets to a point where I don't want to have these conversations in my comment sections anymore. You know what I mean?
if it becomes completely mainstream that everybody is saying Etienne or whatever it is, then I will follow that. But until then, I'm not going to be, one of the 5% that is changing the way they pronounce it, especially as we get to redraft season. So
Yeah.
it's Travis Etienne, it's Trevor Etienne, and yeah, that's my update.
Yeah. Drink my cola. There's an offer in your inbox. No pressure either way.
Mr.
But
Mykola,
through the
if you
first
will.
round, really, no surprises.
Nothing shocking yet at all. There's no
No.
no Jesus in this draft. So.
No, Jesus is not present, unfortunately.
No 3-time champ that can do whatever he wants in this draft.
Yeah. Mendoza going at the 105 is rare in these drafts. He's typically
What
from
did I
my
say to you
understanding
last week?
earlier.
I was
in
like,
these
he's
drafts.
the one that's He's the one with like the biggest range that I've seen.
Yep.
I've even seen like as low as 106. So it's really kind of like, do I need a quarterback or not? It feels in the top 6.
Right.
Because I know in a lot of like casual home league type situations still value like it'll be like, oh well, this guy went first overall in the draft, so he's going to be the first overall pick in my rookie draft. Obviously, that's not happening in any land leagues because these are intelligent Dynasty fantasy football players. But you do see Mendoza as high as 102 in some cases, as low as 105 here, 106 even I've seen.
Okay, I've just made a trade up here. I'm gonna grab Jonah Coleman.
Heck yeah.
I no longer have any picks in this draft, so I'm out. Transparently, I didn't have space to add many players.
There you go.
That's becoming an issue in a lot of these drafts I'm in, right? But we are going to go ahead and trade up here. I sent 4 picks to move from the 203. Technically 3 picks on top. But I sent the 309, 409, and the 203 along with a 27 fourth to go to the 201. And really, I didn't want to make these picks at the 309, the 409, because I didn't have space for them. But went ahead and made that trade, and I'm going to grab Jonah Coleman there, who was the last of that tier for me with the Boston, Stowers, and Coleman tier. So
I completely agree with you. We know that there's a drop off after the 201. So sending all those picks, it might seem like a lot for 2 spots, but it's more than 2 spots. It's a tier break.
Yeah.
So I really like what you did there. I really like.
Probably wouldn't do that if I was like a straight rebuilder and I'm just trying to hit on as many darts as I can. But yeah, I'm going to add 2 players. It will be Tate and it will be Jonah Coleman to this squad. So pretty happy with that outcome. Still my first, second, third next year. All my future picks outside of that 4th I sent in 2027. So
fire.
Got a deal done. But that's probably me for the draft.
Chalkiest draft possible. The top 13 is the top 13.
As chalked as it gets.
Normally somebody does something crazy, but even like the tiers are like these tiers are pretty chalk in terms of the 107 to 110.
Yeah.
11, 12, 201. Yeah.
John, I don't know who this is referring to. I don't see any point taking a wide receiver round 2 to 4 that didn't put up 1,000 yards. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure who you're referring to there.
I don't think Carnell Tate ever put up 1,000 yards.
Okay, is it Carnell Tate?
I don't know though, but he said round 2 to 4, so
right. That's what I was confused about.
That wouldn't be Carnell Tate, obviously. I was just making an aside comment.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know. I think that's I would broaden your horizons to see more than one qualifier for what's going to make you draft somebody.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Just having I won't draft him if they didn't put up 1,000 yards in college. I don't know if that's you might miss out on some good players. Elijah Surratt at the 202. What do you know about it?
Hey, go get your guy. Go get your guy, Mitch.
Yeah, dude. Literally I won't say a word about it. It's perfectly fine.
Anything from the 202, we've said it's get your guy land. It's a wild, wild west from the 202 onwards. Really, it's the wild, wild west this entire draft, but definitely from the 202 onwards, it's like, hey, go get your guy, man. John says, got to go highest upside player in immediate playing time. I still don't know who you're referring to, though, John. Like, I would love to, kind of dive into this thought. I guess I'm just trying to figure out who you're trying to say you're for or against here, my friend.
I think both of those things are also subjective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Offenses in the NFL and in college are so different. And the way that these offenses are deployed, the way targets are earned, it's not, if you're only deciding who you're going to draft based on if they've had 1,000 yards or not. I don't know. I think there's a lot of factors that should probably go into it. I mean, you would have technically in Lab McConkey's draft, you would have said, meh, who cares?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I'm not sure it's a one size fits all criteria for me, but I respect it.
No, there's so many different ways to do it, right? Like, I think that it's really, this is a very difficult thing, and I think that's proven by the fact that NFL teams, don't excel at it either a lot of the time. Right? Like, yeah. we see busts all the time in the NFL, and it carries over to our rookie draft. So, take whoever the frick you want. Elijah Surratt had 1,000 yards. I can tell you that for free.
Patty says, "Give me Iguodala," which is just like,
oh heck yeah, dude.
That's like an all-time sports quote.
Oh my god, Max Kellerman has too many of those.
Yeah. The aliens pointing their spaceships at the Earth. You're gonna have one shot. Give me Iguodala, which is just like Steph so Curry. Out of pocket as well when Steph Curry's on his team. He literally has two of the greatest shooters of the entire generation with Steph Curry.
Yeah, Clay.
And Clay
was
Iguodala.
Durant wasn't on the team at that time, was he? I don't think so.
I don't remember at that time.
I think that was earlier.
What's up, Let Go, Let God? What's up, Michael? Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. What's up, Nick? Welcome in. Good to have you guys here. Hey, we have a giveaway today. If you'd like to enter. All you have to do is simply like the stream, and then step 2 is to type the code word, which is Orion. And the reason the code word is Orion is because we are doing a drawing for a league that is drafting tomorrow, a land league that is drafting tomorrow. And we're doing that drawing tonight. So, yeah. And if anybody out there wants to get into a real league that matters, that they can invest their time and effort into, then you can check out landleagues.com. In fact, if you sign up from now until we do the drawing, we can guarantee a spot for you. But
heck yeah, dude.
We've got some spots open for promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker members. B Turt says trade window, please. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pause that trade window.
Zach, sorry if I'm a terrible listener, which I am.
Yep.
Did you mention how many spots are left?
I think we have 5 spots left, if I'm not mistaken.
5 spots left.
Actually, I think someone had a conflict, a schedule conflict, so it might be 6 actually.
Okay, because Mike just put in the chat asking if we still want to draft for him tomorrow if he gets in.
Absolutely.
And yes, we do, Mike.
If anybody wants us to draft for them on any startup draft that we host here, be more than happy. It's a lot of fun. B Turts, by the way, said, trade window, please. I'm looking to trade for a running back. Okay. So if you guys are interested, the 204 is up for grabs.
You know, it'd be funny, Zach, if 2 people want us to draft for them, then we could collect, you and I together, we draft both teams.
Could be a clash, yeah.
No, but you know what? We draft both teams, and then we'll trade within the teams.
And we could, yeah. There's a lot of potential there.
There's so much potential. Collusion, even. We'll have a great time. Yeah. If 2 people in the league both want one of us to draft, and I just feel bad for the guy who ends up with you.
The guy who ends up with
if
you
he-
is definitely going to have Omarion Hampton, Brian Thomas Jr. So if that's what you're interested in, then please.
If he wants a good team, he will. I mean,
We know what the outcome will be. I can't believe we drafted Brian Thomas last week.
Oh God, I haven't stopped thinking about it. I have like these beautiful dreams every night, just remembering clicking that button.
That's someone asked.
Wyatt knows.
Someone said, "Did Puka have 1,000 yards in college?" I don't think he did at BYU. Let me double check.
I thought he did have good numbers, but it was just like a conference thing. I guess the Big 12 isn't that bad.
Because he was at BYU in Washington. Yeah, so his high was 805 yards. In fact, his last season was 625 yards. He played 9 games.
Yeah, I mean,
there's just a lot more I think that goes into it, but
well, and yeah, I don't think it's smart to look at Puka for anything in terms of prospect evaluation.
No, 100%.
Just because even the people who believed in him,
he's a big old outlier. Yeah,
couldn't have possibly seen.
No,
this
I
outcome,
loved Puka,
right?
and it wasn't even that I was obsessed with his prospect profile. I liked him as a player, but I was able to get him in the 4th for free every single draft. That's why I loved him.
And you probably had him ranked at like 38 or something.
Yeah, I didn't have him ranked at like
you wouldn't
12
have. It's like yeah,
or
like
something.
exactly. Even it's even there's nobody that was like, you got to take Puka in the 1st round because this guy's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Andy says, ask, can y'all do a video with overreactions? Swear that's needed during rookie draft fever. Honestly, man, you don't need a video from us. All you need to do is have an account on this website called X. Okay, I'm not saying triple X. I'm just saying 1X. Okay, formerly known as Twitter. This is another Travis Etienne situation, formerly known as. That's all. If you want to see it all, I mean, if you guys are on X, please don't use it for the most part as, look, there are good accounts on X. I'm being a hater, but I think it's the worst place to gather Dynasty information. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's all over the place. It's very much engagement based now, as opposed to good conversation based. But I think the overreactions, you'll see them everywhere, man. I also feel like people are. I'd be curious to know like when people have their rookie drafts, because I feel like they all start right after the draft ends, and that they're all like pretty much wrapped up now. At least that's how mine are. I know that you do yours really spaced out because they're all fast. But it seems like it's sort of wrapped up at this point.
Yeah, Sarge got an offer.
We're getting a redraft content soon.
We are. Yeah. B Tarts is trying to get a deal done here. B Tarts, gotta be honest with you, man. These picks aren't as valuable as they have been in previous years. Just keep that in mind as you're making some of these moves. And says,
he loves having rookie drafts.
I always come to y'all, man, you and Mason, but y'all specifically for Dynasty. I will always give you credit for Puka. That year won me crazy money. Shout out to Land. That's like the most infamous clip on Twitter for me, not of all time. Just for
it was
for
so
me.
funny because you did the freaking draft day bit.
Yeah.
Like, because like you're like, yeah, I'll probably pick Puka here, so I'm gonna write this down, and then the way that like that that could have been freaking, I don't know, that could have been. I'm trying to think of somebody else who went in the 4th round that year, but obviously that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
That could have been anybody.
No, for sure.
And you just happened to pick Puka. I'm gonna go find the draft right now and see who you could have taken instead.
Could have been anybody. Yep, we got you. Well, I'll get to trade questions and all reviews after we do the drawing for the Orion League.
Zach, you know what's nuts?
What?
I just looked at the 4th round of this draft.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of nuts.
You're like really good?
Yeah. I'm going to, like these guys, this was the 4th round of that 2023 draft in that league, okay?
Yeah.
Darnell Washington,
Okay.
which, whatever, he's still in the league. Tank Dell,
Ooh, yeah.
Malik Cunningham. 10 points if you can say what position he plays.
Malik Cunningham.
You got a 25% chance.
I'll just be lying if I told you I know the answer. I don't even remember that name at all.
He's a quarterback. He's now on the Lions. He's 27 years old. Michael Wilson.
Okay, fire.
Brenton Strange.
Fire.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Puka Nacua at the 4-7.
Fire.
You had Israel Abanaconda.
Oh, my Bonaconda don't want none unless you got... Yeah.
Sean Tucker,
Okay.
which, I mean, he's still in the NFL. Dwayne McBride. Rip. Cameron Latu. And then at the 4-12, Parker Washington.
Wow. That's a pretty legendary
Which
fourth
that-
round.
Dude, like 5 players that are like relevant for fantasy today in the 4th round.
Sorry, my dog's going crazy.
Dog going nuts.
That is a legendary 4th round. I wonder... Yeah, I was going to say, like... It's funny because a lot of those players will be 3rd rounders easily this year, but... Yeah. Yes, Puka at the 407. He kind of became like my go-to in those drafts in the 4th round, but I think last year I did the same thing with Kyle Monangai. And this year, who did I decide to do that with?
I can check to see.
I think it was Caleb Douglas. It's been Caleb Douglas so far. Sorry, that's a total cinnamon, but...
Well, you know. It happens. You took in the 4th round of this draft. You didn't have a pick. Oh, no, you took CJ Daniels at the 411 in this one.
That's definitely cinnamon.
By the way,
again, I apologize,
Zach,
guys. That's on us.
Quick, I want to shout out Fantasy Football Garage in the chat.
Hey, what's up, brother?
I had to double check. Have you seen have you been watching at all? I know you're not like super in the best ball streets and stuff, but the So You Think You Can Tout
I haven't
competition that's
really
going
been
on?
tuning into any of it. Like, I know it's happening, but I haven't really tuned into any of it.
I've been locked into this.
Okay.
And Fantasy Football Garage, Candyman, as he is called, is in the midst of this competition right now. So good luck to you, my friend.
Love it.
That's been a blast to pay attention to.
And it's a competition to be a part of some group.
Yeah,
Is that right?
It's gonna be like a show. I don't know exactly what Pete has planned, but it's gonna be like this
Pete,
person
right.
will be on a show with him or
Okay. Sure.
multiple shows, this kind of stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. No, that's awesome. It's a fun idea for sure.
It is really, really fun. It is really, really fun.
Appreciate y'all being here as Dazon Stribling comes off the board at the 207. I'll just let everybody know personally, for me, I am an observer from here on out in this draft. I'm not looking to add any picks. You know, I don't want anyone here to kind of waste their time if they send me an offer for some of these picks. Yeah. Can't really take on more picks. Don't want to add more players. Worried about roster spots more than anything. So it's the doors are closed right now. We got a deal done, and then we're clocking out. Let Go, Let God says picking up Puka after the draft was even hotter. Whew.
And it was possible
And
too.
then Johnson off the board.
It was possible too, and it's so rare that you see 5th round pick immediately. It was like week 1, he had like 15 targets. It was something nuts like that, like right out the gate. Took no time at all. And then week 2, I remember I traded him for Rashad White and a 2nd in a league.
Yeah, no one really knew what to do because we really never seen that before. We'd never seen a 4th rounder kind of come out of the gate straight away producing at such a high level. Unheard of, really.
It's crazy. Yeah, like and it's so hard to grapple with, like, okay, do I try and cash out right now?
Yeah.
And do I try and cash out immediately right, on this huge rise in value where I go from a 4th-round pick to being able to get like a 1st-round value for him, or do I wait and see if this continues and he ends up, turning into what he turned into?
Wild. And I remember that was pretty much like I remember the domain and Mason went live on the site. It was like a site exclusive when the site first launched and they were talking about it, but no one really knew the right approach, So yeah, and it was hard because history told you if you were getting some value like what you got, Rashad in a second, it was like, yeah, probably a smart move, I mean, I in his rookie season, in Puka's rookie season, I remember selling him for Chris Olave in a 1st in 2024 or something.
Yeah, wow.
And I was like, what a genius I am.
And then until last year, you felt terrible about that.
And even now, I regret that trade. So
yeah.
You can never really know. Matthew has a fun question from him and Bree. Says, keep trade cut question. College football, NFL football, dynasty, and fantasy football. Well, here's the thing.
So this is like...
You can't play dynasty and fantasy football without NFL. So I don't think you can cut the NFL.
No, here's what I think it is. I think the question is pay attention to is what I would interpret it as.
Okay.
Because you're right. If you cut college or the NFL, you can't play dynasty fantasy football.
No, that's
so
true,
I think it's
actually.
like if which one, like in your life, keep trade cut these 3.
Well, it's going to be a default for me, unfortunately, because for you guys, I remember what Saturdays used to be like, right? You wake up and there's football at every moment. For me, it's different because it's my Sunday morning and it's like 3 a.m. And I'm not waking up at Sunday morning at 3 a.m. to watch college football and then Monday morning at 3 a.m. to watch the NFL. I'm already destroying my health every Monday by watching the NFL at 3 a.m. I can't double dose. So I'm not able to keep up with college football the way I used to. So it would be a cut for me. But I think college football is like, from an electric atmosphere tradition perspective, it by far clears the NFL. Not even close.
I'm cutting it as well. Not for obviously the same reasons. It's just like my 3rd favorite thing out of these 3. This is really difficult though, Zach, because how could you play Dynasty and fantasy football? Like, would you just never watch the games? Is that what we're going with?
What, like if you didn't watch NFL?
So if you kept fantasy, and you cut NFL football,
no, that's why I mentioned earlier. Like, it's not possible.
Yeah, but is it just you don't get to watch it? You don't get to pay attention to it.
I feel like the joy comes from watching it.
But then trade not being able, because what's the difference between trading and
you know what?
In this
2025, situation? I will cut fantasy football because of the flock league. So annoying. I had one of my best years ever in fantasy football. I made the playoffs in like 17 of 24 leagues or something and won a bunch of championships, but it still felt like my worst year in fantasy football because the flock league went so poorly with all the injuries that everybody told me I suck.
This is the thing. Only one of your 24 leagues was televised.
Right. So are we talking a specific year here, or?
No, this is just going forward. I think I would... Oh, my gosh. Like, what is the point of playing fantasy if you can't watch the games?
No, I agree. There are some people who actually don't watch the games and they only play fantasy football. But I don't get it. Like, the love of the game comes from watching the game for me. Hold on, drink my cola. Hold on. We've got to do the comp pick here.
I think... Yeah, as Zach gets the comp pick going, I think that I know of some people, just I've heard anecdotally that they, whether it's best ball or whatever, but they really just care about the playoffs.
Yeah,
like that's when like you're happy to have a sweat. Whereas like, I think for me personally, like the flock league, the first year in the flock league, every Monday night with the sweats and just watching on Sunday and being so invested into the league, like I couldn't. What am I gonna do on Sunday? I'm just gonna go to the like go for a walk, or what am I gonna do?
Look,
And then
walking is
just check,
healthy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
check my phone and just be like, oh, my team's doing bad, and I
Walking is
don't
a
get to
healthy
see it.
activity, Sammy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put Drink My Cola on the clock. Katron Allen was the selection for the comp pick, and I'm gonna change this to 1.5 minutes on the clock now for rounds 3 and 4. Let me grab Katron's photo. But explain the comp pick one more time so people understand what's going on here,
Yes,
and
sir.
I'll add the photo up there.
Who got the comp pick, Zach?
It was G Money. It was Katron Allen.
So G Money won the consolation bracket, the tournament in the playoffs for the 6 teams that didn't make the playoffs, and because of that, he gets the comp pick, which is a selection in between rounds 2 and 3. He took Katron Allen. Katron Allen now comes off the board, and the draft resumes.
Beautiful.
I think I have to cut fantasy football.
Right.
Or no, I think I have to trade fantasy football and keep the NFL. But that sucks. But it's not. The fantasy and dynasty loses so much of its joy if you can't watch the games.
No, I agree. It's kind of pointless to me if I can't watch. Like, the agony, as much as last year's Flock League was not great for me, but it makes you feel things, right? Like, the agony of watching my team fall apart on a weekly basis made me feel things that I don't want to feel again. But that's why when you have the seasons like I did in year 1, number 1 seed, most wins, it feels so special, right? Because you're like, I got to cherish these moments because it doesn't always go that way. But yeah, Katron Allen off the board there. So Katron goes technically almost a round after Nick. I guess 10 picks after Nick Singleton.
I prefer Katron.
Do you? Okay. Yeah.
I do. Just an opportunity thing. I just think that Tony Pollard, in year 1 at least, is more entrenched. And this is the thing, with 5th and 6th round picks, it's hard to look at them beyond a year. Yeah. Like, with these guys, like, there's no job security. You can be replaced so easily. I'm really just looking at who has the best chance to gain value in year 1 and to, get on the field in year 1.
Yeah.
And I think both have an opportunity. I think Katron has a better opportunity. I just think that I know Pollard is more entrenched with the Titans than Bill or Rashad White is with the Commanders.
Yeah.
And the offense is better.
I think it's similar. I think I would say it's similar personally. Just Tony, it's not really all his fault at all, but he wasn't spectacular last year.
He was good down the stretch, though. Once Cam got better, the whole offense got better, Tony Pollard was producing at like a high level. And look, they would have replaced him. Like, I really do think they would have taken Jeremiah Love if the Cardinals hadn't.
Pick was available,
Yeah, and so he's not like the most, irreplaceable.
Still really don't understand. Like, I'm not against Jeremiah Love being a Cardinal or anything. I just still don't understand it from a team building perspective. Like, it seems like genuinely a terrible move to you're essentially paying Jeremiah Love, what was it, $13 million more than the highest paid running back in the NFL already by making this move. I think
that's in guaranteed money, yeah.
At a position that's like not necessarily coveted as much as like an edge rusher you could have drafted there, or
so basically
it's a strange one for sure.
So Jeremiah Love got $53 million guaranteed in his contract.
Wild. The
next highest guaranteed money in a contract is Saquon Barkley at $36 million.
That's just crazy, though. That's wild. Like, that should not be how you allocate your spending on a terrible team.
Yeah, no, it wasn't smart. Right after signing Algier as well.
Wouldn't have been smart for your Titans to have taken him either, by the way.
No, in terms of I mean, look, I think that the Titans are in a different situation than the Cardinals were.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have I mean, I think that the offensive weapon thing gets overplayed, but
Right.
I would have been happy with Jeremiah Love,
Sure.
and just because he is the best offensive player in this draft,
Yeah.
position be damned. I just want good players. I know that he's a good player, and I think that he will be a phenomenal player with Arizona.
I agree. He'll be a great player. Harry says, any advice on trading my Jadarian Price for Mekhi Lemon? Been offered the trade. Cheers, guys. It's equivalent value in my rankings. Don't have a strong opinion either way. I think if you're a contender, probably prefer Price. If you're a rebuilder, probably prefer Lemon. They're in the same tier for me. They're back to back in the rankings, so I don't really have a strong opinion either way.
I'm right there with you. Same tier, pretty close in my overall rankings. I would just try and get a plus.
Yeah.
Like, if he's offering you Lemon for Price straight up, and there aren't any like funny point per carry, scoring settings in this league, then will he send me a second with Mekhi Lemon? Like,
yeah, if he
any
has
sort
a
of
preference,
plus value
I don't. So
that I can get.
If he has a preference, ask him to pay for the preference. Something.
Exactly.
You get a second, you send him a third. Pretty equivalent. This is an interesting point of view from Joel. You have to change the way you view the position. Teams value playmaking running backs for different reasons. I mean, I don't disagree with that. But he says the value of selling tickets to fans is more important than a lineman sometimes. Genuine question. Are the Falcons selling more tickets because they drafted Bijan? Are they selling out at a higher rate? Is my question. Because I think what puts people in the seats is winning games. I agree. I don't think in general fans have enough interest if their team isn't winning games, which is why there will probably be a lot of Cardinal tickets on the Game Time app this year, where you can walk into the game without a ticket and buy one online and be okay.
Joel is right in the sense that I think that teams do actually think this way.
Yep.
And they do actually think about who are we going to put on the season tickets? Who are we going to put on the banner outside the stadium? It's just, I think your argument to that would be that that's a bad way to think.
Right.
You should be trying. And
that's a Jerry Jones
have
move,
like a lack. Do the Cardinals really have a lack of players to put on the freaking banners? You've got Marv. You've got.
Well, I'm not
McBride,
disagreeing that Falcons
Michael
fans
Wilson
show up
year.
for Bijan, Joel. I mean, we all agree on that. It's just, are there a higher percentage of fans now showing up to games because of Bijan? That's the question I'm asking.
I don't know.
The answer is.
I don't know if there's any way to quantify that, unfortunately.
I think the reason people show up, that you're able to sell out tickets, you're able to raise your prices, you're able to fill arenas, is because you're winning games. If you're not winning games, then you're not selling out. I mean,
true. Also,
if anybody in the Arizona region can be honest with us for a second, like, how cheap were your tickets last year?
I think Mike makes a good point in the chat saying who sells more jerseys. Like, the teams probably do on the whole make more money drafting a running back than an offensive lineman, because kids, anybody who comes to the games, you want to, have the jersey of the player who touches the ball all the time.
From a jersey sales perspective, no doubt.
It's a bad way to. It's thinking about that has nothing to do with playing football, and so it's a bad way to build a team, and it's a bad way to draft.
Yeah.
And I still don't think like if Jeremiah Love is a top 5 running back in the league for his entire career, and you didn't feel strongly enough about any player behind him, like an Arvell Reese or a Sonny Styles or whatever, then you make the pick that's best that you believe to be best for your franchise, regardless of the the running back money and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to. This is more of a big market versus a small market question. I feel that Joel's bringing up here. Giants and Jets lose plenty in they fill seats. I don't see every Giants and Jets game filled, but I think it's
the Cardinals,
New York versus Arizona. It's going to be a lot easier to sell your tickets in New York, even if your teams are both bad.
If a team ever makes a pick, only because or fueled by the fact that the player is more marketable than another, and not like character stuff, but purely positionally, then that owner should sell the team.
And I understand that, like, it is a business at the end of the day. And yes, selling more jerseys is going to make more money. But what will make you more money? Selling jerseys for, let's say, Jeremiah Love's a top 5 running back, like you said, for his entire career. Will that make more money while the team is averaging 5 wins per year? Or will it make more money if you build a winning team? You know? So.
Yeah, absolutely.
And.
I think that
Yeah, go ahead.
you can't make football decisions about that's going to affect the play on the field with that at the front of your mind. You need to be thinking about what is the best decision for the football team. So if I really hope that the Cardinals didn't make this pick because of marketability and selling tickets and this kind of thing. I know that it goes into the thought process.
Yeah.
But I think they picked Jeremiah Love because they genuinely believe that he was the best player on the board.
I agree.
To help them the most. And whether or not that is smart because of the contract stuff and whether or not that will end up being true, I don't think you could convince me that they made that.
Who was the pick? Was it David Bailey?
Ability.
If David Bailey is a top 12 edge rusher in the NFL and Jeremiah Love's the best running back in the NFL, you probably regret that pick.
Well, David Bailey went up the pick before.
Was he?
Arvell Reese was the one.
Okay, Arvell Reese. Apologies, whoever it was.
Yeah,
if Arvell Reese is a top 12 edge rusher and Jeremiah Love's the best running back in the NFL, you regret that pick.
Yeah, probably.
We're getting really close to the end of this thing. Not many trade windows, but that's, I think, just the reality of this class. Is there any pick on the board that you really like, that you're surprised by? I like the Claiborne pick.
Claiborne, really good value. Adam Randall as well. Really good value.
Yeah.
What else do I like here? I like Justin Joly in the 4th round. He could literally just be the starter for Denver by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Usurp Evan Ingram, which shouldn't be difficult. Yeah.
Someone asked me about my video from today. Curly Kid says, I watched a video earlier, Zach. Do you prefer Zay over T? I would have them in a similar tier, but yes, I prefer Zay over T.
Was Zay in your buy video today?
He wasn't my buy video. He's the cover boy.
He's on the thumbnail, actually. Yeah, I saw that.
He's the cover boy. But yeah, I just personally believe that Zay Flowers is getting undervalued. I mean, he's the consensus wide receiver 28 on KTC, and I got people in my comment section telling me he's a sell. I don't know how exactly you are selling Zay Flowers at wide receiver 28. That doesn't make sense to me.
It's
to
so
sell
hard. Like
a player at that price.
There needs to be a better. I don't know what the solution to this is, but there needs to be a better way to gauge market value.
Well, it's really tiers, I would say. But
I just mean, like, keep trade cut is like fine, but like keep trade cut, there's gonna be like, so many values in there where it doesn't match what most of your leagues think about a player. It's just so difficult, Like, I think that
I feel as if most leagues don't value Zay Flowers very highly. Like, I feel like he's a very gettable name.
I think I probably agree with that. I think a lot of the people saying that he's a sell are probably just looking at the fact that he was the wide receiver 7 and he wouldn't be the wide receiver 7 in like any other year, and he had 2 huge spike weeks and it was really bad all through the season. But like all of that is baked into the price.
Yes. It's not like he's being valued as the Dynasty wide receiver 10 or the wide receiver 7. He's not even being valued as a top 20 guy, top 24 guy.
Yeah.
I think he's undervalued. I think people are just throwing away week 14 to 18, saying it doesn't matter. But they're also not at all considering any of the context of the entire season. I think there's a lot that people are choosing to ignore.
Lamar being hurt.
There's a lot that people are choosing to ignore, and there's a lot that people are choosing to be very loud about without picturing the entire context. But anyway,
he's somebody that I've struggled with from a redraft best ball perspective.
Yep.
Just curious, where do you have him in your projections in terms of wide receiver number?
We've talked about this before, and I was saying I was nervous about how high I projected
Oh,
him.
you had him crazy. You had him in like your top 10 or whatever.
No. Top 15 though.
Top 15. Okay.
But I've got him at 1,300 yards.
Yeah, I'm not far off.
Yeah. 1,300
far
yards,
off.
very doable, brand new offense. So we don't know what the volume will look like through the air. As much as I love Surratt and Jacoby Lane, I'm not really. They're not changing the way I view the offense this year. It would be a fun plus if they contributed.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I've projected Zay Flowers. I can tell you right now, 99 catches, 1.3 thousand yards, which is not crazy. He was at 1,200 last year, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's
And I've got him at 6 touchdowns, which would be a career high. Thing is, if Zay Flowers found a way to score 8 touchdowns, he's going to finish. There's no way he finishes outside the top 12.
If I find a way to win the lottery,
Well,
there's no way.
Here's the
I
thing.
won't be...
Everyone's like, Puka doesn't score touchdowns. People do this every year. It's like, I always talk about this. Dynasty players are the worst. Fantasy players are the worst at saying this is what happened in the past, therefore it won't change in the future. And that's, I know Puka is like a drastic example, but it's around the clock we do this. And we don't account for the fact that it's a brand new offensive coordinator. It's a brand new head coach. There's new personnel packages that are going to be run. People are going to have different roles within the offense and what they're expected of. You also aren't accounting for the fact that Zay Flowers felt the 1 yard line like 6 times last year. I mean, Zay Flowers could have had a 9 touchdown year last year. So,
Yeah, he could definitely spike one. I think that, and you're not projecting 8, obviously.
no.
I think, yeah, median outcome is probably just close to what he's done. Plus, also, like, they added 2 guys who are so good in the red zone.
Yeah, I just don't anticipate them. Like, in look, I love Surratt. I love Jacoby Lane. People know I'm a Surratt guy. But I don't imagine there's a lot of 3 wide receiver sets being run in this offense. So,
did they draft a tight end? They drafted what, that Hibner guy?
yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of Mark Andrews touchdowns as well.
Sure. Yeah,
but-
I just think that like they don't. They have a clear need at wide receiver 2 and 3. Honestly, Rashad Bateman, who also has been a touchdown guy in his career, and then they added Matthew Hibner, Durham Smythe as well.
Yeah.
I just think, yeah. I mean, I have been projected for 4.5 touchdowns.
What's the Culture Watch says every metric says Zay Flowers is a sell. What metric tells you his career high yards per route run and yards per target? What are these metrics that say he's a sell? I would genuinely curious to hear what that is supposed to mean to people.
This is exactly what I mentioned at the top here. I think that this is literally just seeing, okay, he was the wide receiver 7, but he didn't have wide receiver 7 numbers. It was just a low scoring year. And so sell. And it doesn't take into account the market price whatsoever. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he does have metrics, but I think that's the idea where it's like, oh, I think that because of this, people are valuing him here, and in reality, they aren't valuing him there.
I actually think that's a pretty good summation of what's happening right now. People are saying, yeah, you're right. Like, he finished wide receiver 7. He's not going to do that again. He's a sell. He's not valued anywhere near that. Exactly. You're going to sell the wide receiver 28 right now? People aren't willing to give you a 27 first, so what are you going to sell him for? The 107 in 2026, I'd much rather have Zay Flowers. You're not getting a top 6 pick. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Culture, these are the metrics, I guess. Says new coach, new OC, lots of wide receiver injuries, a bad quarterback, bad defense last year, and then Lamar was out. That's not a single metric, brother.
Those aren't metrics. That's correct. But they are. So new coach means, okay, new coach, new OC.
That makes me really excited about what could potentially this passing attack could look like.
Do players always do bad with new coaches? And I'm just unaware. Lots of wide receiver injuries.
This is like Mike says he got Zay Flowers in the 702 in his last startup draft. Like, that's not uncommon either.
No, and that doesn't. You're not selling. Like, don't sell him at that price because that's at worst market, if not. Wide receiver injuries, which is Rashad Bateman, I think, and bad quarterback. So he's I don't understand. I don't understand the thought process of the bad. He didn't produce with the bad quarterback.
You can argue that you don't want to buy Zay Flowers. I have no problem with that. I'm not really bothered if that's someone's opinion. I just don't understand the idea that there's like a bunch of metrics telling us to sell Zay. That doesn't seem real to me.
Are you going to get the 106 next year?
No, you're clearly not. No, there's not a single league I've seen this year. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong, where someone has bought Zay Flowers for a 27 first. Has that happened in any of your leagues?
Right after he says 107 is the top you would ever get for him. If you don't think that's a good price, then why would you sell him?
Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying, right? Joel says Casey probably has more room to go up than Zay. You can make that argument.
Kate Concepcion?
Yeah.
To go up in value? I mean,
I think there's a lot more risk that he could bust.
Sure.
He could also be the number 2. They could draft another name next year. If they're at pick number 2 next year, and there's not a clear quarterback outside of Arch Manning or whoever the number 1 quarterback is, will they not take Jeremiah Smith?
Yeah, I think they absolutely would. This is, Zach, look, I think this is something that I've realized. I had a Chuba Hubbard tweet. We talked about this last week. I had a Chuba Hubbard tweet go viral. Or no, viral, might be stretching it, but
Dynasty
there was
viral.
a lot of comments, people that are obsessed with Jonathan Brooks and whatever. And I basically sold on a contender, a 2027 second for Chuba Hubbard. And people were like, I'll take the pick any day. The pick is going to have way more value in a year's time than Chuba will, and whatever. And
that's just way overvaluing seconds. But
do we we consistently, as a community, just forget in the offseason, forget to think about the points that are going to be scored between now and next offseason? It's like, oh, I think that this pick is going to be more valuable than Chuba in a year, and so I'm going to keep the pick. It's like, okay, well, then you're not getting any of the points.
Culture says, I was being sarcastic about metrics, but confirmation bias loading.
Okay, well, I mean, we can't possibly know that you're being sarcastic when you say metric and don't have any
You said every metric. Look, I appreciate you being here, brother. But when you say things like every single metric says he's a sell, I mean, be ready to back that up. You know what I mean?
How is that sarcastic?
You guys asked me questions. I got to be ready to back it up. Look, I cannot fathom how a guy who's going in the 7th round of startup drafts, who is, 2.6 yards per route run last year, 10.3 yards per target, almost a 30% target share, new offense. When Lamar Jackson is playing is a fringe wide receiver 1 last year. I don't understand how that guy, who's now valued as a wide receiver 28, to sell. I don't know.
He said Zay Flowers had a dream scenario, had mid-production. And
brother, he played 9 games. What are you saying, dream scenario? He played 9 games with Tyler Huntley and Cooper Rush, who combined in those 9 games for 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. How is that a dream scenario of a season?
How are we? He also says I'm not an analyst, and you guys are getting into semantics. How are we supposed to know that you're not that like you said metrics? You said that, and then you came in with zero metrics, just all opinion based stuff. It's a complete market based thing. If you think Zay is a sell, I promise you're probably not going to get as much as you think the market is valuing him.
Yeah, I mean, you guys let me know. Let's put a poll in the chat here. Let's start it this way. And I feel like the Culture Watch is feeling like we're coming after him here. We're just asking you to simply back up what you're saying, right? You can't say every metric says he's a sell and then have no metrics.
I think he perceives the market value of Zay to be a lot higher than you and I do. Which, if that's the case, then sure. I think that. Look, Zach, there is also a price where somebody would say, hey, somebody just offered me this for Zay Flowers, and you would go, okay, yeah, sell him. Yeah. There is a price, right? If somebody says, I just got offered the 104 for Zay, I don't know exactly where you have that ranked, but I would say, yeah, sell him for the 104.
Let's get some honesty in the chat
you,
here. Okay.
Who said you can get at the 107 for him?
Okay.
Did you say that?
What? You said you can get the 107. I said that's the earliest you could get in this class. I said you're not getting a top 6 pick for Zay Flowers.
And I would rather
in this
have.
class.
I would much rather have Zay over Kenyon Sadiq.
I think that's the point I was trying to make. Is in this class, the most that you could sell him for is the 107. Which if you guys prefer Sadiq, Simpson, or Cooper over Zay Flowers, then fair enough. Or Concepcion over Flower, fair enough. Like Joel made the case, I think Concepcion has a higher ceiling. Okay, that's okay. I'm fine with that.
Not in 2026, he doesn't.
I'm just curious. Like, let's put some votes in the chat here. Are you willing to sell a random 27 first as a contender, or are you not willing to sell a 27 first? Because if you're not willing to sell a 27 first, I doubt you're willing to sell a 28 first, which means Zay Flowers isn't valued as a first round pick right now. Maybe you have a 10 to 20% of your league that's willing to send their first for Zay Flowers because they're contenders.
But Culture, this is the thing. You say 107 or Zay. I said he's not getting you more than the 107 ever. Okay, sure. The 107 in this class sucks. The 107 in this class is a hell of a lot worse than the 107 in next year's class. So
there you go. Why it says I wouldn't buy Zay for anything. This is a good portion of people in leagues, by the way. Joel says in some leagues, Zay is valued as a 5th round startup pick. I haven't seen that in leagues.
This is why market value is just like such a difficult thing to have as the center of a debate, because it is going to depend so much on how your league feels.
On average, a 6th round pick, the 605. And I don't want to be, talking down your guy Brian Thomas, but Brian Thomas is consistently going a round or two higher than him.
Phenomenal pick.
There's plenty of risk there. Anyway, I don't want to make this a Zay Flowers stream, but look, guys, I love having conversations with y'all in the chat. But if you're going to make claims, be ready to back them up. You would expect the same thing of me.
Absolutely.
Right now, the poll, 72% of people are saying they're not willing to send a 27 first.
Zach, put 107 or Zay in the chat. I want to see this.
Okay.
I want to see 107 in this year's class, and given the context that the top 6 are the top 6. So this is the Sadiq, Casey, Cooper, Simpson tier. Zay or that pick.
Culture Watch, it's simple, brother. We appreciate you being here. Okay. I love having you on the stream, but you can't keep saying I'm not an analyst and then throw words around like metrics and make claims that
to be an analyst.
Every metric
you don't have
says, just say your opinion. You don't have to say every metric. It just seems like you didn't have any backing for what you're saying. You can say you don't like the price. You don't want to buy Zay Flowers.
Is the issue.
But you can't say every metric says he's a sell and then have no metrics. Yeah, I think there's a real big gap between the 106 and the 107 this year. And there's like this big wasteland of value. And I think Zay Flowers, you're not going to sell the 106 for him.
No, I'd rather have the 106, and I would rather have Zay over the 107, and so does the chat.
Ground, yeah.
We're at 76% Zay Flowers, just over 30 votes.
Papa Dunk says 107 could be Concepcion, even as a Browns fan, I don't expect Concepcion to crack the top 20.
As a rookie, I don't see a path to him. He could hold value very well, and he could gain a little value if the Browns are able to put out something competent at quarterback, but
yeah,
Zay's going to be, still 26 next offseason. Yes, we all clearly Culture, the chat wants Zay over the 107. So I think that you just don't like Zay Flowers, which is fine.
Patty says every metric says Taylor Crane's Megatron 2.0. Look, guys, I love hearing from you. You're always welcome to jump into the chat and give an opinion. But if I say something, I'm held accountable for what I say. in any video. Okay. All I'm asking is for you guys to do the same. So
better than you says he would take the Zay over the 106. See, I wouldn't do that. I would take the 106 over Zay, and I think that the chat would probably agree. I think this poll would honestly like completely flip.
You want? Oh, if it's the 106, this is gonna be maybe not worth our time, but we can try it.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's see.
I imagine I know how this is gonna go, but
Culture, we're not riding the metric thing. You keep saying you're not an analyst. We are only responding to that specific thing.
Everybody's responsible for their words,
and then
brother.
had no metrics. It starts your entire argument off of a basis of you're just gonna say things that aren't true, and that's a bad place to start. Okay, so we're at 63. I said metric once, you said it 20 times. Well, okay, yeah, because your argument started in completely bad faith, just saying something that was completely unfounded in any reality. Okay, now he's just upset. He's saying, "Ouch, sorry, you're not hurt, are you?" This is a mature debate about Zay Flowers. We do not.
I think the very easy way forward is for Culture to say, you know what? I was wrong. I didn't have any metrics, but here is why I don't like Zay Flowers. That's like the super easy step forward, but we're just dying on this metric hill because he had no metrics.
You know what, Culture? My feelings are hurt. You have hurt them, and I would appreciate an apology for saying metric and not having any metrics. The 106 is at 54%.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised, honestly.
I'm surprised too.
This makes me think that. I mean, look, the 40 people on this poll are not fully, you know, this can't be extrapolated to the entire market, of course.
Yeah.
But I do think that, I guess your chat is just higher on Zay.
It's got to be because of the buy video, but yeah, no, I would never suggest to buy him for the 106. Okay, let's go and let's jump into this giveaway. I'm going to give you guys one last chance to enter. We're giving away 3 trade question vouchers tonight. All you have to do to enter is simply like the stream and then type Orion into the chat. Zay is a bad take. Eat that. Okay. You really proved me wrong today.
Above.
I'm not going to lie.
He said, I apologize.
You really proved me wrong. You guys got me. You got me. Now I'm going to sell Zay Flowers everywhere I have them. Okay, let's, yes, we're going to do this giveaway for the Orion League. All right. I think we have a good amount of spots available. So everybody who's entered will have a pretty good shot. Obviously, if you've entered and you're not actually a LAN member, then you're not going to get in.
I hope Mike gets in just so that I can draft a team tomorrow.
Honestly, same.
Yeah, we're rooting for you, Mike. Zach, rig it.
I can't rig it. I've got to keep the integrity.
You didn't build something into your site that allows you to rig it? That's terrible.
Oh, I built a fast track option where I fast track people in, but I'm not going to fast track people who are already in leagues.
You should try. No, fast track people who want us to draft for them. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. While we give you guys one last chance to enter today's giveaway, we're going to jump into some trade questions. Okay, we're going to do some trade questions. So,
heck yeah, dude.
You guys can submit trade questions or team reviews through the same exact link. I'll put a link in the chat. Get your team reviewed tonight. If you'd like to, I'll look at every metric on your team. Okay, and I'll make sure all the metrics line up. Let's jump in here. Golden Curry. It's a one quarterback 12 team start 10. They would send away the 201 and the 202 for the 107. To me, this is a no-brainer. You take the 107.
Yeah, there's no reason, especially in a one quarterback too. That 201 is now not in that Stowers, Coleman, whatever tier. So yeah, 100% give me the 107.
I want to say so many things about this Zay Flowers things, but I'm not even going to give it any more life anymore. I'm moving on. Iced Out Dan, sending away Josh Allen to get back Cam Ward and Brock Bowers. It's a Superflex 12 team start 11. Full PPR, and there's a tight end premium.
Oh gosh, I don't know if you're getting more than this for Josh Allen.
I feel like you'd have to get more than this. I'm not trying to be like anti-Cam Ward, but this is not enough for me. It says you slightly win. It's got to be. Is there a full point premium here or something?
I think. Well, no, we don't pull level of tight end premium. It's just a yes or no.
Okay.
So
if he makes this trade, he's starting Goff, Stafford, and he would have Cam Ward at quarterback 3. He's got Andrews. Look, I just don't think this is enough for me to trade Josh Allen. I love Brock Bowers. It would need to be a full point premium. If it's a full point premium, yes. If it's a half point, no. Yeah, I mean, they don't have another quarterback I'm comfortable with. Their quarterback room sucks. Sorry.
Yeah, you probably want.
Oh wait, no. I was gonna say, is this a one quarterback? No, it's a super flex. Why is this guy trading? Well, his team sucks. Could you get his first somehow? Could you get his 20? He's got a good wide receiver room. And send him back. You know, Mark Andrews. Like, I feel like we're undervaluing Josh Allen a little bit here. We'll take his first. We'll give him back, if not Mark Andrews, Matthew Golden. What do you think?
I don't mind trying to get a little more here.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna give up his first though. Like, what player would you need added to this if you're not gonna go for the first?
If it was a player, I would need to find a way to get Ladd probably. So how could we grab a Ladd on this team? I want Ladd. I'll send you
Golden swap. Might work,
yeah. Or... Ladd Golden swap works, or down swap. Either way, I think that would move the needle for me. Nate, what's up? He says, I'm contender. Cook would be RB3, hesitant with Adams. They would send away Judkins, Adams in a second to get back Cook, Parker, Washington in a third. Seconds and thirds aren't going to move the needle for me there. James Cook is the most valuable piece there. And as much as I love Adams, there will be a point where he's not valuable anymore. There's already, that value's already declining, but it will be sharp when it happens.
Yeah, I like going Quinshon to James Cook. I like getting off of Devontae Adams. Honestly, I don't know how you feel about Parker Washington, Zach. I'm just not a fan. I'd like to. Can I get somebody else?
I think that's because of how you're projecting Brian, but I don't see the Brian situation the same exact way as you do. I think Brian's a decent buy, but I think Parker could produce. So I think that's just a difference in how we view like the potential of the players in that offense. But we can look at a counter. Who would you want instead?
Let's see.
Like asking for Jameson's probably not gonna happen. You could.
No, I mean, I'd rather.
You could do JMO and remove the third.
If I'm contending, I'd like. Can I get Cortland Sutton instead of Parker Washington? Like, I don't know. Okay. You probably have that flipped, but that's just my personal.
Yeah, I would prefer Parker, and this is an upside. Like, you know, Sutton's not going to be more valuable ever again than what he was last year.
I feel the same way about Parker Washington.
I think there's a range of outcome where Parker could increase his value, but certainly could fall. Okay. Appreciate you, Nate. Reese's PCs. Superflex 12-team start 9, sending away T-Mac for Malik Willis and Roma Dunze. With all the respect in the world, no way in hell I'm doing that. I'm not tearing down. I love Roma Dunze for Malik Willis. I can see you might not feel good about your quarterback 2-3, but I'm sorry, dude, not a chance. I am doing this trade and Malik Willis is the reason I do it, you know? Jared Goff, sure. If I can get Jared Goff, absolutely. And I'll give them back, you know, something small. You can give them back a Chuba if you want to bet on Brooks. You can give them back a Johnston, you know? But there's just not a chance I'm doing that trade if it's because of Malik Willis.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, Champlin here, sending away Parker Washington and 2 firsts for Zay, the 102, and a second. So we do have a Zay Flowers trade here.
Gosh, the last thing we need right now.
Guaranteeing Carnell Tate with this. Okay, so let's say that Parker and the second are equivalent. Would you agree?
Sure, I'll take the second, but yeah.
Now, you're guaranteeing the second pick in 2026, which I would prefer over a random first in 27.
If these are truly mid and late, here's the like, I don't know. I'm so entrenched in this philosophy of like I don't want to trade my 2027 firsts. Like I just want to wait until mid-season. And
at the same time,
look,
if Tate breaks out in year 1, then you're not going to be able to do this trade.
Sure, 100%. I think a late first for Zay is good value. I think a mid first for the 102 is good value. So I'd probably take the Zay side. Yeah.
All metrics say you shouldn't take Zay Flowers. No, it's a joke, obviously. And there's no hate behind anything that's happening today. Appreciate you, Culture Watch. It's all love. I think it's pretty fair value. P. Santoro sending away Drake May and Josh Jacobs for Jared Goff and Bijan Robinson. Yeah, I would much rather have the elite running back and then have a middle type of quarterback personally. So I would take the Goff side of this. You might disagree with me.
I think I agree.
Oh, okay.
I think I agree.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Andy Wham Bam sending away the 103 for Travis Etienne and the 107. I'm doing it. I'm committing to it. We're not moving. We're not looking back. Yeah, the 103 easily for me here. I know there's going to be plenty of people who disagree, but it's a 12-team start 9. It's a small lineup. If you make this move, you've still got May, Shuck, Walker, Henderson, Tootin. You've got McMillan, Zay Flowers. Careful. Warren. You don't exactly have the strongest depth to make a move like this, but I do not have Travis projected very highly this year. I would be surprised if he outperforms what he did last year. I just don't think that if Kamara is healthy, he won't get any touches. I know he's not that good anymore, but I think he will matter.
The Saints want to cut him.
Okay. I've got Travis at 13 points per game.
PPR?
Yeah. Total 992 rushing yards, 215 receiving yards.
Yeah, I have him a little. I have him a few ticks higher. I have him at 15. I think it's more likely than not that Kamara is gone at this point with the way that they're talking about it. I think basically they want him to take a big pay cut or leave.
Right. Doesn't sound like he's going to do that.
Which it's tough. And yeah, I don't know, but I don't know if they want him to be there or not.
If Kamara was out of the picture, I would probably put Etienne up to like 14 points per game.
Even then, Zach, I think I'd rather have the 103.
Yeah. I think I'm taking the 103 here as well.
Like I don't want to send this away for like the 107 is just such a teardrop. It doesn't feel like it's not 4 spots. You can't look at it as 4 spots.
It isn't. Yeah. Would you rather have Jeremiah Love or Marion Hampton and Harold Fannin in a 1 quarterback 12-team start 8? If you made this trade, you'd be starting Josh Allen, Bijan Hampton, Chase Amon-Ra, Kittle, and then you would be flexing 2 names, which would be Olave London probably, You also have Javonte on the bench, Breece Hall on the bench if you did this. Your tight end is Kittle. There's no tight end premium, though.
Zach, if I found a Harold Fannin on the ground, I too would pick it up.
So you put Hampton and Jeremiah Love in the same tier, right? Yeah.
I mean, my running back rankings are out tomorrow. If anybody wants to find out who I have ranked higher between Amari and Hampton and Jeremiah.
Well, I think you've basically told us the answer there. I have it running back 4, running back 5.
Yeah, it's a free Harold Fannin. It's completely free.
I kind of view it as a free Harold Fannin as well. I just wonder.
Yeah.
With it being a start 8, and you already have so much depth, though.
The start 8?
Yeah, one quarterback.
Well, I mean, still, I don't care. I'm
right now
take the value, and I think
if he keeps Love, he has Josh Allen, Bijan, Love, Chase, Amon-Ra, Kittle, and then his 2 flex spots would be filled with Drake London and Breece Hall. And on his bench, as currently constructed, he would have Javonte Williams, Olave, DJ Moore, Gadsden, Dulcich, and 3 firsts.
This is very simple to me. Who do you like more in 2026, Hampton or Jeremiah Love? 1 year redraft.
Hampton, but I think that Hampton can outscore Love and still be ranked higher than Love or than Hampton in 2027.
Sure, 100%. Is this team trying to win this year?
They look like they're trying to win for sure.
Does Fannin upgrade their tight end spot?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. I mean,
is there a chance that you regret this trade next year? Yeah.
Only if.
But I'll take the Hampton side. I'm just saying I think it's closer, personally.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Because of the situation.
I don't think. Yeah.
Okay, DeSawyer. Superflex 12 team start 9. Sending away Mahomes and Charbonnet for Fernando Mendoza and Garrett Wilson. Yeah, I don't think you could trade Mahomes for more than this right now. That doesn't mean that it's the right move. I mean, when he comes back from that ACL. You know what I'm saying? Garrett Wilson being the piece is not that exciting. At the same time, if you think about it, Garrett Wilson and Mahomes are not going that far off each other in startup drafts anyway. Mahomes is constantly in the 3rd. So.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dare I say this is a free Fernando Mendoza? No, I'm kidding. I think I like the Garrett Wilson side. I do.
He already has Lawrence, Stafford, Rodgers, so he could start Lawrence and Stafford this year. I just wish Wilson was someone else, but you can't really make him someone else.
Do you think Mahomes ever gets back into the first round of startups?
I totally could see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it too. He just needs to get back to the 4,400 yard, 35 touchdowns, which I don't see this current stipulation of the Chiefs doing that. Yeah. And so I feel like we could be I feel like Mahomes could have another 3-year run, like the crazy one that he already had, and be 34 for it, which is so funny to think
I'm fine to take the Mendoza Wilson side. My counter would be finding a way to get Amon-Ra instead, and we would send back let me figure out what we would send back.
Would you do a Dunze?
That feels I'm gonna Dunze guy still though. Jacobs.
There's no way they accept that, right?
Probably not. And if they won't, then just take this one. Send it as a second offer. And if they're not down for it, then you can take Mendoza. DeSawyer, and if you're in the chat, sorry, let us know. Say this is me. They have another opportunity to send away Charbonnet and Adunze for Rashee Rice. In the same league, I imagine? It's the same league.
Yes, please.
So which one would you rather do?
It's the same league. Well, okay. So Charbonnet needs to be in both these deals. I can't get both of these done.
I think I still prefer the Garrett Wilson deal because you're removing Adunze, who I still think has a lot of upside, and you're adding Rice. So you're not really Your wide receiver room is still weak if you do this. Like, it's still Rice and Igbuka. And then Golden, Harris.
Whereas you upgrade the room in the other deal.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I think I prefer the other deal if you're going to do one of the two.
But honestly, if I can do this deal with somebody else besides Charbonnet and then still do the other deal, I want to do both. Because Rice is an upgrade to Odunze.
Sure, if you could do Rice, or Odunze and Mason. Odunze and Harris. Sure. D. Sawyer says, that's me. Hopefully that's helpful, man. Okay, Sam Stew here. He says, I'm rebuilding. Other team is a defending champ. He would send away Rashee Rice for Brian Thomas and Kyler Murray in a Superflex 10-team start 11. I don't love it as a...
I'm being pulled from all directions on this one.
Yeah.
I think... Oh, God. Do you think, like... Because I think some of the Rice worry right now is, like, people still thinking he's an idiot and...
Well, he still could be.
And he still could be. And, the long term, do the Chiefs sign him type of stuff. Do you think that, like, that those fears go away when it's week 4 and he's putting up 19 points?
Probably.
So...
He's just not a first-time offender.
Just wait.
Like...
No.
But
everything that he did, like even the new stuff that came out, it was before the freaking car crash and all that other stuff.
As a rebuilder,
I think Kyler's value goes up in season, so I honestly don't mind buying Kyler on a rebuilder with the idea to sell him mid-season.
Yeah.
I think I need a little more because I do think that Rice is, obviously I love BTJ. We all know this, but I think that you can get more for Rice during the year when he's scoring points. He's like a vet running back. Like, he's just going to be scoring a shit ton of points and you're going to be able to get more from him.
I'm so indifferent on this one. I wonder if you could... What picks do they have this year? I saw you have the 107. I was going to see if you could do a pick swap there. But, yeah, that won't work. Well... Look, one other counter I would think of. I'm fine to do this trade. Could you sneak in like an Odunze 107 trade? You know?
Yeah, that slams it for me for sure.
But I'm fine with it as it's constructed. D. Sawyer here again with another one. It looks like he says still work or not for McBride instead of Bowers. He would send away Kraft in a first for Bowers. There's no tight end premium in this format.
He said in the chat that his brother wants to give him McBride for Kraft in the first, but I felt it out with the Bowers owner for the same trade, and he liked the sound of it too. I would 100% rather do it for Bowers. I'm very much Bowers over McBride.
Yeah, I think they're equivalent, but I do prefer Bowers.
So I'd rather do it for Bowers.
It's just hard to make this trade in a non-tight end premium, but it is a start 9, so it's a small lineup. If you made this trade, you would be starting May, Murray. That running back room is disgusting, my guy.
Why we can't be sending our first away on this team.
Young wide receiver core, really good wide receiver core. Is this your running back room, and is that your first? Because there's not a chance you can make this deal if that's your first. I'm sorry, your running back room is nowhere near where we're in a position to send away our first in 2027.
Yeah, completely in lockstep with you on that. There's no way I could send...
He says, that's not my team. We have got to get this figured out. This is really... There's no way we're still dealing with this. Not your fault, D. Sawyer, by the way. I'm annoyed at the site right now. How is this still happening? Which team is yours, D. Sawyer? Is your team the one with Joe Burrow?
He says he has Mahomes.
This is just we gotta. This has got to be a priority. We can't be answering trade questions. Like, imagine if people aren't live with us.
Yeah, I just messaged. He said he has Mahomes.
Let's grab his league ID real quick. Well, we don't get their league ID in a trade. Do we? No. It's not shown to us.
Well, you can pull over to the team tab there on the trade question.
Will that have the league ID?
Well, it should show the correct rosters to Sawyer.
Okay, so he actually has Pat Mahomes. What is his team name then?
Is it just DeSawyer there? At 5?
DeSawyer. Okay.
So he is sending Tucker Kraft. He is getting Brock Bowers, and this is okay. So this is his team: Genty, Quinchon, Jacobs, Egbuka, Rome. That, I mean, obviously I feel better about it in that case.
Yeah. That's still
The
wide receiver room is rough.
isn't super strong.
Yeah.
It's a start 9, right? So
I think Kraft is
you're
still a really good starter.
You're still flexing one of Golden Trey Harris, right? Because it's a start 9.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'd be going Mahomes, Lawrence, Genty, Judkins, Egbuka, Dunze, Kraft, and then Jacobs.
2 more.
You're right. The last one there is going to be one of those names. I don't think your team is deep enough to make a move like that, especially with no tight end premium. I think Kraft is a fine starter.
Yeah, I really like the value, though. It's so tough.
He's got
I agree.
no
I don't think
first.
this team's ready for it.
It doesn't look like there's any first in 2028 here either. You make this
could
move,
just-
you have one
yeah.
first to play around with on a team that is starting Golden or Harris.
Can I send
no
the other
injuries
first
occur.
I have? Can I send this first that isn't mine?
Well, that first is from
Triple
Dad,
9th.
which
Triple
you're
dad.
probably going to want to keep that one over yours.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hate missing out on the value, but it just doesn't make sense, I don't think.
Yeah,
This feels like a chips in move, and I don't think you're ready
agree.
to put the chips in.
I agree. I'm going to keep the package there. Cobra has a trade question, and I think it's linked to his team, so I'm going to wait on that. Noah, and Sam here, rather, sorry, says, does this kill my depth too much? He sends away Olave in a first and gets back Omarion Hampton. Olave in a first gets back Omarion Hampton.
Market says that you're paying that Olave and Hampton aren't a first apart.
Yeah. I don't really know what team to look at. This is one of the problems right now. If this is your team here, then you would have enough depth here, but
Yeah, so he says this is him and his team's Bing Bong.
you would start
Nick is in the
Josh
chat.
Allen, Bijan, Hampton, Chase, Amon-Ra, Kittle, and then you are flexing in this scenario 3 players, right? No, sorry, 2 players, which would be London, Jeremiah Love. On your bench, you would have Breece Hall, Javonte Williams, DJ Moore.
So this definitely doesn't kill your depth.
No. No, it doesn't kill your depth.
Um,
Although it does use the one asset you have in picks, and it doesn't fix tight end. We're
And I
hoping
don't
that
think it's
Kittle's
like-
going to be fine.
yeah, I think your running back room is good enough with Jeremiah Love RB2 that you don't
Yeah.
need to make this move. Like
I'm
I feel
not
like
sure your starting
Olave
lineup
in a
improves
first.
enough. Yeah.
Olave in a first should get me like
See, well, this is a team that I wish we could get
More
Brock
than
Bowers
that.
with, for example.
there you go.
But-
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't kill your depth. If you want to do it, it's fair enough. But I'm probably keeping Olave because I don't think it improves your starting lineup enough to warrant the move. Noah's back here with another trade. He is sending away Javonte in a first for Tyler Warren. No tight end
Oh my
premium.
gosh. No.
Yeah. I don't know if like there's another creator on the account on the site that might have this as an even trade. I obviously don't. I think Javonte Williams is very underrated. So this is a hard pass for me. I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep
no, I
Javonte.
can't do this at all, especially in a non-tight end premium.
Yeah. Matthew and Bree, what's up? What's up? It looks like we are sending away Coker and a first for Zay and Chigakonkwo.
They also Matt just said in the chat that they've done the trade.
Okay. So they have already
And
done the trade.
it's them like trading with each other. I think.
Oh, okay. Well,
Because
earlier I asked the
he's-
question is, are people willing to send a random 27 first for Zay Flowers? And I believe 80% of the chat said no. They're not going to make that trade. Which is why
Right.
I was suggesting to go buy Zay Flowers, hoping that it would be cheaper than that, right? So, look, I think this is relatively fair. Coker and Chig are a wash. It really comes down to Zay in a mid-first. If that's a mid-first, then you're going to want the first next year. But it's a 14-team start 10. So if that is actually a late first, then you will have stolen this deal. If that's the 114, 113, 110, 11, 12, in that range, then I think you would have preferred Zay Flowers here. It'll come down to where that first ends up
We
being.
can check. I mean, you can check on the teams tab what Matthew's team is looking like.
Let's have a look.
He's the Fannin Menace, which is great. He's third.
So he's got
in the
Lawrence
rankings.
Baker and a 14 team, by the way. Lawrence Baker, Walker, Etienne, Puka, Egbuka, Fannin. There is a tight end premium. He's flexing Flowers,
isn't phenomenal.
Pitts, and then he has the 106.
Yeah, the depth isn't fantastic, but I think that Matthew has enough here to make it into playoffs, and then anything can happen.
Yeah.
And you and I both really like Chig.
Yes, I like Chig a lot.
So
If I were you, Matthew, it's not even his first. So again, it depends on where that first is going to end up landing. Let's see. I drafted Tyson and Antonio Williams and Joe Lee. Love it. Okay. Mason says, how much for a super chat for Sammy to get the Zach haircut on the live stream?
yeah, I just responded to him. There's no price.
Come on, bro. It's time to embrace it.
My genetics are good, and I choose to wear hats out of pure convenience.
Just love for the game. We did have a super chat, I know, from Dak, which we'll get to in a second. But Arc Sports sending away a Dunze and a first for Drake London. I know everybody wants to move a Dunze. I just think it's so risky. I really, really do. Like, I can still see him being valued as a top 10 dynasty receiver. Obviously, if you were to make a bet between these two, who has more value in dynasty 1 year from now, you would make that bet on Drake London. But if I was selling London, this is what I would want to sell him for.
I just don't want. Yeah, me too. I just don't want to be selling my 27 first right now. Like I would just rather move the pick in season.
Yeah. And you would be adding Jeremiah Love to this team. RB3 would be Swift. Yeah, I kind of agree with Sammy. I don't know why this wouldn't be possible mid-season. So let's hold. Maybe you already have Drake London and Roma Dunze. I know that if we were to make bets, we all know Drake London would have the upper hand here. But I'm just saying it's a little too risky for me right now. Dak says Golden Goats golf. I want Rice, Zach. Send me something. Also got Antonio Williams to throw in. Send me anything you like. Go Cowboys. Yeah, I'm not sending you Rashee Rice, brother. I was honest. I replied to you. I'm pretty sure I said I appreciate the offer, but I'm gonna keep Rice and try and win this thing. And this is the league that I have Rashee Rice in. I'm not gonna give one of my bigger contenders Rashee Rice. It's just not gonna happen. You're gonna have to overpay. I'm not trying to make you a better team, brother. But right now we've got a team of Daniels, Walker, Bucky, Lamb, London, McBride, Pickens, Rice. We'll put Goff in that last flex spot. So ain't no reason for me to sell Rice. This was the offer. I think it was a 28 first and a third. Let me see.
You're gonna have to up the ante for that.
Is there anything that would make sense? The only question I have for you is, how do you feel about Devon Achane? Because I'll do a deal around Rice and Achane, but I do not want your picks. I don't want Kraft. I don't want any of your receivers. It'd probably have to be an Achane deal. So hit me up if that interests you at all. We can figure out a deal there that might make sense. Okay, we are going to get to some team reviews here. Just before we do, we are going to do this giveaway for Orion. So, very rarely do we have spots available where we actually do the raffle. Typically, like the league fills up and then, you know, we don't really have a raffle because all the spots are filled. But I believe we have 7 spots available. And I'm going to go ahead and click the fast track button or the pick winners button, and we will see it all happen in real time. I can't show you guys the back end right now because there's a lot of people's public information, but here we go. I'm going to click pick winners, and we are now raffling off. Sparrow wins a spot. He is so lucky in these. Mike H won a spot.
Let's go.
Chicago Rain, Drawlins J Stump gets a spot, and the last 2 spots are going to Mike Who 510, and the final spot to Tubza. So congratulations to all of our winners. Please be on the lookout from a Discord DM from Joel. So Joel is going to send you a message. Yeah. Tomorrow night's draft, we will start a little bit earlier, 30 minutes earlier. So just be aware of that. The actual draft will start directly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll go live 30 minutes before that. So
6:30, okay.
Definitely appreciate y'all being here, joining us. Join us tomorrow night for a real startup draft. If you're in the league, be aware, 7 p.m. sharp, we're going to start that draft. And again, Commissioner Joel's going to DM you. I'm just going to let him know here.
Yeah, that's going to be an absolute blast. Mike H, who did win a spot, said that he would love for us to draft a beautiful team for him. He wants Brian Thomas. He wants Amarian Hampton. He wants Colston Loveland. And he's going to get exactly what he desires. And, Zach, I'm gonna have to dip here.
Yes. Why don't you take 1 second for us? And I'm going to pee. And I want you to tell people why they should go follow you on YouTube. I'll be right back.
Oh, wow. Thank you. The floor is mine. I've taken over the channel. No, actually, Cool Man, I wanted to say, because Cool Man asking in the chat if we've talked about Bucky at all, wondering what you guys are thinking. Maybe Zach gets to him at some point during the team reviews. My Dynasty running back ranking video is coming out tomorrow. And I did a nice little spiel on Bucky Irving, my thoughts on him. They are relatively positive. But if you want to hear more about that, Sammy Stacks Fantasy on YouTube. Check it out. Running back rankings, like I said, out tomorrow. I did just over an hour on Dynasty wide receivers, and I did almost an hour on Dynasty running backs. So if that long form type of thing is your thing, I like to be, thorough and I don't talk super, super fast. So if you want to crank that thing on 1.5 speed, you might, you'll have a good time as well, and it'll be a little shorter for you. So Sammy Stacks Fantasy, check it out. Also, I'm live every Saturday night doing Dynasty Startup Mocks for now. That'll transition over to Redraft pretty soon. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. I really appreciate it. Let go Ollie Gordon or Jalen Wright as the backup to Achane. I have no idea, brother. I really have no clue. I don't. Jalen. I want to say Ollie Gordon, but that is not. Go Cavs for Papa Dunk.
All right. If you guys haven't, definitely go subscribe to Sammy. We'll see you tomorrow night, and we'll be drafting a real league, which will be fun.
Wait, Kuman, what is the Bucky news? Is that just that they said he's probably going to be ready for training camp? Is that what I'm hearing? I didn't know there was any news. I think that's probably it. Let me break this news before I.
There's a bit of a concern right now that he had that cleanup, or was it a cleanup? I can't remember. They said he was. It doesn't seem to affect at all his availability week 1. That's the only thing I care about.
I have Jeff Mueller tweeting, if Bucky got his surgery in February, the timeline fits for return to activity and contact. You shouldn't be worried about the injury long term.
Yeah.
So, and yes, Wyatt is correct. Brian Thomas Jr. is my running back 1 in Dynasty Fantasy Football. It was really the only option for me. And on that note, I'll get out of here. Peace out, everybody. Appreciate y'all hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out.
Can't wait to see you all tomorrow. All love. See ya.
Peace. Love. All right, the boy Sammy is out the building. Let's get into these team reviews, shall we? Okay, hold on. Let me pull my face back up. Okay. All right, let me double check. Do we have any priority passes or pro passes? We've got straight playbooks, which is awesome. Let's start off with Shrek 2 on DVD. What's up, Shrek 2 on DVD? You are the first playbook tonight. If you guys want to get your team reviewed, very simple. All you have to do to get this beautiful graphic of your team customized and reviewed on a live stream is simply become a promo code LAND, L-A-N-D, annual Mother Flock. Remember, that will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. If you're a member of a different promo code, you can still buy a team review through the Flock store with LAND. It'll just be an a la carte purchase instead, right? We've got 3 different options of team reviews for you guys to purchase. By default, with your membership, you get the live playbook. That's just by default. But you can also upgrade that to a priority pass if you want to skip the queue, to a pro pass if you would like to double your playbooks. And if you're buying a la carte, those options are available to you as well. All right, Shrek 2 on DVD. It's a Superflex 10 team start 10. So we have to account for at least either 3 flex spots or 3 starting receivers. Your team in this league is currently ranked 6th. So you seem to be middle of the pack here. He says, hey there, big dog. Been watching for a while, and you've helped me win my first ever league. This is my first Dynasty ever. Okay, I took over this orphan team and made some moves. Now I feel stuck between trying to contend or just punting and selling my she. What do you think? Can I ever be a contender? Okay, we'll have a look at the tight end premium as well. Okay. Just realized I don't have the war room open. Let me get the war room open in case we need it. Okay. All right, so in a Superflex start 10, we are starting Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Javonte, Scatterbu or Jacobs, Pickens, Nico, Kraft, and then you are flexing one of those other running backs, Jacobs or Scat. And then I guess that's where the concern is at the flex spots. You know, is Travis going to be flexible? Pearsall, So I can understand kind of where you're coming from here, trying to figure out what direction you can go. But there's a lot of competitive names here. You know, just having Dak, Justin, Javonte, Jacob, Scat, Pickens, Nico, Kraft, that's a really good 7 that if they all stay healthy could certainly carry you. Problem is you have no untouchables. You don't have any of those top elite assets that are just not movable at all whatsoever. Chris Rodriguez, I would say, is a really strong hold on this team. Jordan James, same thing. Travis Hunter, I want to see what he can become. Antonio Williams, those are all strong holds. I would add Chigakonkwa there as well if needed. You can drop. I don't even know who Land Larson is, I'll be honest with you. So you can drop them. You can drop Hollywood Brown. You could drop a lot more names. Komet, if you wanted to. Taekwon, Keon. On the waiver wire, I did see Keenan Allen. So Keenan Allen is someone that should definitely be picked up. If he signs somewhere last minute, you might have an additional flex. There's no one else on the waiver wire, though, that I'm all that interested in. Man, this is an interesting team because I think what I'm going to do is, for now, we're going to give you the sleeper tag. Sleeper is definitely the right tag for a team like this. You can go into the season and be a little bit of a sneaky contender if things go your way. Overall team grade as of right now, you've got good draft capital. You got 2 firsts and 27, 2 seconds as well. So I think overall I'd probably give this team like a B flat. Feels very much B flattish to me. So if you want it, I'm going to give you 2 paths here, which I'm actually realizing you're actually an in or out team. That's a better definition of this team, which means that in season, you can make a decision based on how the year is going, right? So if you start off the year, 5-2, let's sell some of those first and go out there and really contend. If you start off 2-5, then time to start selling some of these names, right? So for example, like your 27 first, now you'd be looking to go out and buy the Luther Burdens of the world's, whatever receivers are competitive right now. Zay Flowers, we just talked about him. If you're willing to buy Zay Flowers in season, it probably means that he's producing at that point. Jalen Waddle, for example. They never spell his name right. Jalen Waddle. If we've got a productive Roma Dunze, right? If we've got a productive Marvin Harrison, if T. Higgins is productive. So you're really missing those receivers in your flexes. That's where I would focus on if you're going out there and trying to contend right now. If you're not, you start off, really rough, then Dak Prescott, probably a name that I'd be looking to sell. George Pickens, you could look at what the market is for him. Josh Jacobs, you could sell all these guys for at least a first, if not more. Javonte Williams, another name. The good news is a lot of these are players that people do want to go out and buy. So if you do need to hit the reset button, these will be a lot of very attractive pieces in the middle of the Dynasty season. For Dak Prescott, I would say you're probably looking for, I would say in the value range of 1 to 2 future firsts. Kind of in that range. If it's an early first in 27, then yes. If it's a late, you're probably looking for two, right? For George Pickens, you definitely want 2 future firsts based off his current market. If they're random first, right? Right now, he's equivalent to like the 102 value in 2026. That's worth 2 future firsts for the most part. Josh Jacobs will take any first in any year, unless he's contending, and you can kind of get a bigger haul for him. Same for Javonte Williams, Nico Collins. You're going to want a mid future first. So there's 2 ways that this can go, right? again, you start off the year and you're 5-2, like we said, then you're going to approach this as a contender. If you start off the year 2-5, then we're going to be sellers. And so many players that you could sell, right? So if we sell these names, we're building around Scatterboo, Stroud, Herbert, Hunter, Kraft, and then all these firsts. There's a world where if you're not contending, you already have 2 firsts. You could potentially add 5 to 6, maybe even 7 future first round picks and really kind of instantly hit that reset button. So right now, you're more of a hold. Of course, if people approach you and if someone sends you a Godfather offer for Pickens or Herbert or, Nico, then you can obviously accept it. But right now, I wouldn't force anything. Go into the season planning to contend. And if you aren't able to contend, you have plenty of players that you can go out and kind of sell right now. But I appreciate you, man. Thanks for letting me look at the squad. You will get your playbook here within the next 3 to 4 business days. And it will be obviously on the Flock Fantasy site. That's where you will get the playbook in the review tab. All right, Dan, appreciate you being here, man. I don't think anyone's gotten more playbooks this year than Dan. I appreciate you. Always taking advantage as well of the Pro Pass offering. Yes, we did the Orion drawing, my friend. We did the Orion drawing. You can go back in the stream and watch that if you like as well. Jay Simpson, I got in a league. Yes, sir. Okay. Superflex 12-team start 11. That's a big lineup that you have to account for. Going to be hard for a lot of teams to have an entire starting lineup that they're happy with. Your name is DGen Disco. You're currently ranked 8th. The Flock site has you 5th at quarterback, 6th at running back, 8th at receiver, and 9th at tight end. All right, he says, rookie draft concluded and made a few trades. The league is 0.25 points per carry for running backs. Not sure if I'm punting this year or if I can compete. You've reviewed this team before, and unfortunately it's not very active, so recommended moves couldn't be made from the past. Appreciate it, Zach. Okay, let's have a look again here post-draft. So we are starting right now. Drake May, Kyler Murray, Cook, Brown, Amon-Ra, Wilson, probably Andrews is who you would actually start there. Then we are flexing Etienne, Terry, Pittman, Myers. You've got enough to field a lineup. It's certainly not the strongest from a depth perspective. I'm going to give you the same pathway as I did the other guy, because if your league is not willing to make many trades right now, then you may need to play this patiently and wait for in season when people are a little bit more active with you. Not a bad team. It doesn't look like you had any impact rookie picks. Again, May, Murray, Cook, Brown, Amon-Ra, Wilson, Gadsden, or Andrews. Then Etienne, Terry, Pittman, Myers. It's not a bad team. We're just hoping everybody stays healthy. There's a tight end premium, so that makes Gadsden and Mark Andrews a little bit more enticing. Yeah, I'm going to go B flat here. I don't know what I gave you last time. And I bet last time I asked if you could tear down from Drake May. So I wonder if you tried that. But if you can't, Drake May is really your biggest untouchable, along with Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Holds right now. Considering you don't have a good quarterback 3, I think Shedeur Sanders is worth holding. He's not really worth anything in the market anyway. Rico Dowdle would be worth holding because if you can't get trades done, he might be a flex option for you in the right scenario. Caleb Douglas, I'd like to see what happens with him. And last name I would say is Mark Andrews. Again, as someone who might have to compete, he might have more value than people are willing to trade away to get him for, if that makes sense. If you need to drop anybody, Isaiah Davis, I would be willing to drop, along with Will Howard. But is there anyone on your waiver wire? Yeah, I mean, Keenan Allen should be rostered. so pick him up. And that's really it. But if you have to compete, he's going to give you some juice maybe to do so. It's a tight end premium, so I wouldn't hate the idea of... Like, I'd probably rather roster Evan Ingram than Will Howard in a tight end premium right now, if as a contender. Although I do think Ingram's toast. Okay, so Drake May. If you're wanting to contend and maybe fill out some of those flex spots a little bit better, he would be the main piece I would try to tear down from. But it sounds like that might not be possible. So you may need to kind of hold and wait until in season. Michael Wilson. Another name that we can look at trading. I'm not opposed to moving ETN for the right offer in return, though, either. So, with Drake May, I bet we have already looked at some options, but, you know, could you go like a Jackson Dart plus Lab McConkey? Again, I can't remember what we suggested last time, but that would be a great addition for you in such a big starting lineup. I would do the same thing, and if it's not Dart, Trevor Lawrence, I would do it for as well. I don't mind between those two who you get back in return. Let's keep looking. Bo Nix is interesting. Bo Nix plus Chris Olave? Not opposed in this big of a lineup to considering that. Dak Prescott plus Emeka Egbuka would be the most ideal deal that you could find out there. Love Brock Purdy. Ooh. Brock Purdy plus Zay Flowers plus Mike Evans. Something like that. You are maybe underselling Drake May here. The guy doesn't have a first. Could you do a running back swap of Etienne? Could you do an Etienne and Achane swap? So you'll get Devon Achane. You'll send him Travis Etienne. That's probably more what it would cost to sell Drake May in a lot of leagues, but if your league isn't that active, want to give you as many options as possible. Okay, let's keep looking here. Shuck is too far down. Mahomes is too risky as a current. Ooh. Jalen Hurts plus Rashee Rice would be awesome. And maybe I've already suggested some of these deals and you've tried them and they haven't worked, but that's what it would need to look like if we're going to move off of him. Now, if you're not able to move off of him, then I would be looking to just go in as a soft contender. You know, if you're at the middle of the season and, you know, you're 4-3, then maybe you could look at what your first round pick could get you in the market to go out and contend. If everybody's healthy, you know, you look like a good team. Michael Wilson, I am willing to move Michael Wilson. Let's see. So instead of Michael Wilson, could you get a Omar Cooper? Instead of Michael Wilson, could you get a Jordan Addison? Could you get a... Shoot, DJ Moore would help you contend right now. KC Concepcion. A... Alec Pierce plus... You know? Travis Etienne, if you're not competing, I would take any first in any year. If you are competing, then you would obviously want to hold him. But I would also prefer like Javonte Williams to Travis. I would prefer Saquon Barkley. I'd prefer probably Cam Scatterbo as well. I would do any of these deals, whether you're contending or rebuilding. But, yeah, if your league isn't active, then you may need to kind of wait until in season where there's more activity and you're more likely to get a deal done. But I hope that's helpful, Dan. Appreciate you big time, my friend. Thanks for being such a consistent supporter of the show and getting advice from me here on the stream. I really appreciate you. Let me look at the squad. Okay, we've got Champlin here. What's up, Champlin? Let's have a look here. Champlin 30. Let me know if you're in the chat, Champlin. If you're watching along with me. Team name is Sambo Chambo. Sambo Chambo, which ranks us first in this league. Superflex start 11, so another big lineup. Another big lineup here. The site has you ranked 3rd at quarterback, 9th at running back, 4th at receiver, 10th at tight end, but 1st with draft capital. He says, wondering what moves I should make with my wide receiver room. My tight ends and quarterbacks obviously aren't great. What wide receiver moves should I make, if any at all? I could also move that 27 first, but it's projected very early, and wondering if I should hold or move it for another contending piece with it being so early. Okay. So, first off, we are about to add some nice pieces in the 2026 class. So we'll have a look at that in the war room. But untouchables on this team, Jaden Daniels. And I would say Jeremiah Love. Players that we're wanting to hold, Jonathan Brooks. As many of you know, I'm a big Jonathan Brooks guy. Like Chuba Hubbard as well. But we'll hold him. Zay Flowers is a strong hold in my opinion based off all the conversations since I released that video. I will put Trey Harris there as well. Would like to see what he could do if there's no Keenan Allen. And then Brian Thomas, another strong hold as well. Players that you could drop. Yeah, I mean, Tyson Bagent is a pretty easy drop for me if you want to clear space. Cedric Tillman, I would be willing to drop. I know everyone thinks he's going to get traded. Maybe he does, but I don't think he's ever going to be a starter. Unfortunately, though, your waiver wire is naked. There's no one that I'm interested in right now off the waiver wire. Okay, so right now we are starting Daniels, Goff, Brees, Love, we'll say, Rice, Marvin, Gadsden. Then we are flexing Scatterbo, Brian, Zay, Devonta, and whatever we get at the 102. Not a bad team at all. Pretty good team, honestly. For a start 11, that's a pretty solid lineup. You might lack like the elite assets, but you're about to add one at the 101, and you've got a really well-rounded team outside of maybe your tight end spot. So, look, I think you're a contender for sure. I don't see why we wouldn't contend with this team. You certainly have enough there to make the playoffs. And I'd probably put you adding Jeremiah Love to this, adding Carnell Tate potentially. I put you around a B+. I think this is a good team. Don't love the tight end room is all. That's the only thing I would say there. But let's have a look at the war room here. And maybe you haven't... this is a chalkboard here, sorry. Maybe you haven't done the rookie draft yet. We'll help you come up with a game plan here. Let me just get you the right... There we go. Okay, so at the 101, obviously, we're going to add Jeremiah Love to the squad. He'll be a great hammer for you to have. At the 102, for me, that would be Carnell Tate. Beyond that, get your guy. I wouldn't move the 101. We're not going to trade that. But at the 102, I'm not opposed here. You know, if you really wanted to go out and try and win this thing, is there a tight end premium? There is a tight end premium. So, like, I'm not opposed to looking at, like, a Colston Loveland in a tight end premium, kind of fixing that position for you straight away. You know, at receiver, it's probably being too optimistic, but like a Drake London, I don't mind a George Pickens if you're trying to compete right now, or a James Cook, for example, a Jonathan Taylor, kind of around that price range. And then you can trade those late picks for future picks or package in deals, right, to get deals done. For example, if you could send all your late thirds and fourths plus the 102 for a London or a Loveland, then that will make a ton of sense. That would work out really well for you. But I'm going to go ahead and put this war room in the Discord, my friend. So in order for you to access it, very, very simple. Under the Discord tab, you will see the war room channel. And that's where you can go and save your war room directly to your phone. Okay. So with that in mind, let's go to the chalkboard. Man, you can't sell Gadsden anymore. Wow, you don't have your first. I just realized you don't have your first. You have a different first. The first that you have is from Brock Buchanan, which that could be a pretty valuable first. And that actually takes you from a contender to a Windows Open. We have no reason not to compete right now without having our own first. So same idea. We're still trying to compete, but there's a little bit more desire to go compete without our firsts. Look, that 27 first, I would be very hesitant to sell it. That looks like it could be a very valuable pick. So I probably wouldn't really want to sell it. But we can look at maybe selling that 27 second. Maybe we add a veteran, tight end to the squad. Yeah, I think that's probably the route I'd prefer to go. We can also, again, explore ideas for the 102 in this tight end premium format. Tight end premium, right? Yeah. So, with that second, I'm thinking veteran tight ends. Could we go grab a George Kittle, who right now people are very worried about long term? He would be a great addition for you. If not Kittle, in this format, in a premium, I'm not opposed to Jake Ferguson. That feels gross, but it is a premium. You could use one more name there. No, can you send 2 future thirds for Mark Andrews? Right, we'll get to that kind of range for Mark Andrews for Chiga Conquo. That's not even close. For a Isaiah Likely. Right? Can we get one more name there? You could also go like really cheap and send 1/3 for Travis Kelce, for example. Right? And kind of put a band-aid on that position for now. But again, that 102, Colston Loveland would be the perfect fit for you. I don't mind going like something plus Harold Fannin either. Like who has Fannin on this in this league? The Fannin guy also has Kittle. Okay. So, man, that's tough. I almost want to do like Fannin. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, so I prefer to go the cheap route. I mean, who has Tyler Warren? What about Tyler Warren? Okay, like Warren, yeah, like Warren plus Jalen Waddle. It's kind of where I was trying to go there. In your league that, you know, you have to account for so many starters, the depth, a Waddle is going to matter a lot more than if you were in like a start 9, for example. But ultimately, play it cool, get into season. You know, I say this a lot, but that guy's first is probably quite valuable. I wouldn't really be willing to sell it, and that's the main piece that you could sell outside the 102 to really improve the roster. So the roster as currently constructed is going to be good enough for you to get into the playoffs unless everybody dies from injury or something. And then in season, you can decide when people start to realize how valuable that first is that you've got, if you want to sell it or hold on to it. But I appreciate you. Thanks for letting me look at the squad. You will get your playbook within the next 3 to 4 business days. Of course, DM me if you have any questions about that or if there's anything that I didn't answer well enough, and we'll be more than happy to reply to you over there. Okay, let's go to Dogzo here. I see y'all in the chat. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, let's go to Dogzo. Out my back, Lamar is the team name. You are currently ranked 3rd in this league. This is a Superflex start 10 with a tight end premium. And at the moment, the site has you ranked 8th at quarterback, 5th at running back, 3rd at receiver, and 8th at tight end. So, Zach, this league is going on year 5. Have been a contender for most years, but can't get over the hump. Want to upgrade RB. Was kind of thinking 2 seconds for Jacobs or something like that. Also have to make 5 cuts, but just holding everyone until I can put people on IR or get picks for a guy. Okay. All right, let's have a look, shall we? Let's see. Currently, we would be starting Purdy, Baker, Walker, Kyron, London, Rice, Laporta, Wilson, Thomas. In our last flex spot would be between Metcalf, Coker, Dobbins, Coleman, Pollard. Excuse me. So not a bad team. Not the top end talent you'll want to see from a 3rd ranked team for sure. The good news is having Kenneth Walker, your running back room already got upgraded with the volume we project for him this year. But, yeah, we'll definitely have a look. Look, I don't think there is any true untouchables on this team. Players that I would want to hold, though. Wow, there's so many players rostered here. Brian Thomas, I want to hold. Jonah Coleman, I want to hold. Jalen Coker heading into year 3, isn't it? Year 3 for Jalen. And then I guess Kalen Black. We'll see kind of how that RB2 spot pans out. You need to cut players. You have so many players that you could cut. How many did you say you needed? I have to make 5 cuts. Look, I can tell you more than 5 people you can cut here if you want. Will Howard, you can cut. Dylan Gabriel, you can cut. You can cut Kareem Hunt if you like. You could cut Isaiah Davis if you like. I wouldn't be opposed if you needed to cut Taj Brooks. Jonnu Smith. So that's enough there, I would say. I'm imagining your waiver wire is dead. Yeah. I mean, I like Treylon Burks, but there's no one that I'm desperately wanting to go pick up on the waiver wire. That's just such a big league. Big amount of roster spots on one single league. Some of this team might be propped up by just the amount of players that are rostered. A lot of this league is propped up by the amount of players that are rostered. But, okay. So, I do think we can contend with a league like this. For sure. We got our own first in case things break down in season. But, definitely think that you can contend. This is probably... Just because we've got a lot... we've got 10 players to account for. I'm leaning like a B-. There is a lack of like really top-end talent there. But it is a decent team. Okay. So you wanted to look at 227 seconds and trading them away. Look, I don't think you're going to get Josh Jacobs for that. I could be wrong. Now, can you attach, Tony Pollard onto that? Maybe that gets you Josh Jacobs. Perfect. Does that get you a Cam Scatterboo? Do you already have Scatterboo? No, you don't. Does that get you Saquon Barkley range? I would say in most leagues, people aren't going to accept a deal like that. Cheaper option, though, would be going like a 27-second and then getting a DeAndre Swift. You could go a 27-second plus something for Derrick Henry. What would that something be? Something could be Kalen Black, for example. We just drafted him, so Kalen Black. Henry shouldn't be worth much more than a 27-second on its own, but you might have to throw something in there to get it close enough. Okay. Unfortunately, there's not many tear down options here. You can't really tear down from a lot of these names. But I like the lineup overall. You just need Thomas to live up to his expectations, Wilson to stay healthy, Rice to stay healthy. The break glass scenario, I would say like in season, all in, you could send your 27 first away. Javonte Williams comes to mind. That kind of range of running back that is gettable with your 27 first. Javonte, Breece Hall. You already got Breece, don't you? No. Okay, so Breece Hall. Jadarian Price, if he's looking like a reliable producer in season. A Chase Brown, right? This is like the all-in option, so. But yeah, it's a good team. I can see why you're constantly contending, and I can see why you're always in the picture, but not exactly like the favorite. Problem is, like, I can't really advise that you attach like a Kyron in a first and go get a running back. That's a huge upgrade because you don't really have the depth to do that. But I think that's a good team. Just keep getting into the playoffs, and eventually luck can go your way. There's a lot of luck that's obviously needed in Dynasty football. J Van Land with a trade question that just came through here. He would be sending away Jonathan Taylor, Nico Collins to get back Kyron, Tate, and DJ Moore. The way I would view this one personally is let's put Taylor and Tate pretty much equivalent. So would I send away Nico Collins for Kyron Williams and DJ Moore? I'm fine with that personally Considering it's a start 11, big lineups, I'm fine to take the Tate and Williams and DJ Moore side of this deal. I don't imagine you could sell Collins for more than Kyron and DJ Moore. That's probably equivalent value there. All right. Let's jump into our next review here. And we've got one from B Strack. What's up, B Strack? Appreciate you being here with us. All right, so team name is B Strack 21. I'll write that down. We are currently ranked second, so that's a good sign. This is a Superflex start 11. We got some big lineups today. We got some big lineups today. Your team is currently ranked 8th, 3rd, 1st, and 12th. He says, oh, did my cam freeze? Sorry, guys. How long has that happened? I haven't looked at the stream in a second. Thanks for the heads up, brother. All right, 12-team Superflex PPR, 1.5 tight end premium. Okay, so big premium. Wow, 1.5. 3 wide receivers, 3 flexes. Build around elite wide receiver installation and long-term flexibility while remaining a top contender. Main questions: how aggressive should I be moving 27 picks? Should tight end or quarterback be my main upgrade priority? Preserve depth or consolidate for ceiling? Okay. I can answer all of that for you, help you out here. First off, the untouchables on this team. Obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs is an untouchable. CeeDee Lamb is an untouchable. Players that I would want to hold: Fernando Mendoza. You just drafted him, right? Let's see what he can pan out and become. Rachaad White is a really strong hold for me, especially in a big league like this. He could have some value. Obviously, we will want to hold some of these names at tight end, like Eli Raridon, just with how weak your tight end room looks at the moment. Oscar Delp. Let's kind of see if any of these guys are surprise breakouts. Players that you could drop if you wanted to: Trey Lance, you can punt him into the sun. Dawson Knox, I think you can let go of. You can let go of more if you needed, like Bateman, Washington, Parkinson, Davis. If you had to clear space, those guys are droppable. There's no one on the waiver wire interesting at all whatsoever. So we will be starting Bo Nix and maybe Brissett this year, or Mendoza, probably Brissett. Gibbs, Hubbard, Lamb, London, Wilson. Because you said 3 wide receivers, 3 flex. Yeah. Then, wait, if it's 3 wide receivers, hold on. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver. Flex. That's 10. Okay, right, yeah. Your tight end right now is probably Juwan Johnson. Then you would have to start 3 more names, which would be Ladd, Cooper, Lemon. So a little bit reliant on some of those rooks. Your receiver room is fantastic. Receiver room is really, really nice. I don't really want to sell. Like, if you wanted to be aggressive and really compete this year, you could look at selling like Lemon and Cooper, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to build around this receiver room and continue to kind of trust the process a little bit. If you wanted to contend this year, Gibbs would be a tier down option, but look, I think we're kind of a sleeper status here, right? I'd be shocked if you don't make the playoffs. And I really like this team, honestly. I can't put you as an A with the quarterback and tight end room, but a B plus, a really, really strong team, in my opinion. So if you wanted to go all out this year, then Gibbs is the name that you would probably tear down from to help with your flexes. It just sucks tearing down from Gibbs when Chuba is your RB2. That's not ideal. Although CeeDee Lamb, I would tear down from. Actually, I would prefer to tear down from CeeDee if anything. Let's start there. Surely you'd be able to tear down in a league that values wide receivers like this league. But, man, like, I wouldn't be opposed to... I don't know how you'd feel about this, but Chris Olave plus, like, Cam Scattaboo, I would at least consider that. That helps your RB2 spot. You've already got really, really good wide receiver room. Oh, if there was a better RB2 there to the Bijan team, I would love a Zay Flowers move here. But I don't think... Ooh, is it a tight end premium? It's a tight end premium. Big premium, right? Yeah. What if you did like Zay Kraft Judkins? Zay Flowers plus Tucker Kraft plus Quinshawn Judkins. And we need to send back CeeDee Lamb. Zay doesn't have the metrics. I wonder if you could get this done by sending CD and Omar Cooper. If not Omar, I wonder if we could do a first and second round pick swap. So we would send our 27 first, and we want their 27 second. Okay. I think that is, if you wanted to go out and compete right now, let me be clear, I don't want to do deals where you're selling your first, because your team is good, but there are still some question marks. But that is very much like an all-in move. Let's keep looking. Okay. Tet Taroa. Tet McMillan plus Bucky Irving. Plenty of risk right now around Bucky Irving, but I'd be willing to do this. That instantly upgrades your RB2, and it saves you from selling Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't see another move here. Keep looking. Ooh, Egbuka would be perfect. Oh, dude, imagine Emeka Egbuka plus Javonte Williams. Ooh, that would be so hot. That would be awesome. I don't think you can get Breece Hall, but I would try that as well. In fact, this is making me not really want to sell Gibbs at all. I don't really want to sell Gibbs. I want to find... I would even do like a Egbuka Burden too if you needed. Don't love a Nico tear down. Would I do Nico and Henderson? Probably. Nico Collins plus Travion Henderson. I would do that. Pickens is perfect. You're not going to get Pickens and Cook, are you? I doubt it, but I would do George Pickens plus James Cook, and then you send Lamb and your 27 second. That would be a no-brainer as a tear down. Waddle is too far down, otherwise Chase Brown would have been awesome. And you can't tear down to Amon-Ra or Devontae Adams. Just one of these deals with CD is perfect. And if you're not able to get that done, then I would hold until the season begins, hoping that, you can kind of find a Band-Aid for tight end. Surely between all those names, you'd have a Band-Aid, but a starting lineup of Nix, Brissett, Gibbs. Imagine we just did the Egbuka Javonte Williams deal. Okay, so imagine that one. So it'd be Gibbs, Javonte, London, Egbuka, still Juwan Johnson, and then we would be flexing Wilson, McConkey, Lemon Cooper. But you'd also have Chuba Hubbard you could throw in the flex, Rashad White. I think a CD deal is perfect for this team. If you're not able to get anything done, hold until the season. That combination of Nix, Gibbs, and your wide receiver room, it should lead you to the playoffs. Great team. Keep that flexibility with those young pieces in Lemon if you can. But yeah, love the squad. Love the squad, man. Thanks for letting me review the team. Shoot, you're right, Curly Kid. We didn't even do the voucher giveaway. I did the Orion League giveaway. I didn't do the voucher giveaway, but yeah, we have 49 entrants. Let's do that giveaway. Let's give away the vouchers. I've completely forgot. Thanks for saying something. Okay. 49 entries, 3 trade question vouchers I'm giving away to 3 different people. Well, 1 each, obviously. First winner is Matthew and Bree. If you guys are still watching, DM me. I'll hook you up. We've got 2 more winners, though. Nick _Inc. And our last winner for the day is John. What's up, John? So, yeah, if you guys end up winning, just DM me on Discord. There's my username. I need a screenshot of your YouTube account to verify you. And tell me your Flock Fantasy username. And if you don't have a Flock Fantasy username, then create one using the promo code LAND. I'll make sure and hook you up there. All right, Cobra. What's up, Cobra? Let me know if you're in the chat with me, my friend. And thanks, thanks, Curly Kid, for reminding me there. Okay. I don't know how to say this name. Akuria Hooligans. I'm for sure saying that wrong. There's no way I'm saying that right. You're ranked 2nd in this league. It's a start 2 tight end league. It's a start 11. So I imagine your starting lineup is actually looking like this. It's either this with 3 flexes, or it's a start 3 receiver league with 2 flexes. Either way, it's one of those 2. Which is super interesting. Starting 2 tight ends is tough. So we'll see exactly how you're looking there. Okay. He says, won the league 2 seasons ago, bombed it last season, and trying to compete again in 27. Can put any rookie on taxi to tank, but don't really want to abuse that. How would you make this into a competitive team? So, right now, it's a big lineup, dude, and you are starting Murray Jones. Don't love that. Jeremiah Love and Dylan Sampson. Don't love that. Rice, Tate, Pitts, Theo Johnson, Adunze, Hunter, and who knows for that last flex spot. There's 2 ways you can really go about this, Cobra. You have 5 first-round picks in 2027. You already have a really good baseline. I'm just reading your comment again. I think we punt this 1 more year. Okay. And then 2027 is the offseason that we really go out there and try and win it all. Which I think you're trying to compete in 2027. So I think we're right. And look, if your league rules allow you to put rookies on taxi and it like will save you from winning games and give you a better pick. If there's no rules against that, and like for example, in land leagues, we do it by reverse max points for. So it doesn't matter if you put them on your taxi, you'll still account for all their points. But if there's no rules against it written up, then why not put all the guys that you think are going to score points in your taxi? They've got to have some rules against that, right? Untouchables. Obviously, Jeremiah Love. And let's put your 27 first. We don't want to move that right now. We want to hold a lot of these young bucks, right? Travis Hunter. Let's see what Travis Hunter can turn into. Denzel Boston, we want to hold and see what he can turn into. Same with the Jalen McMillan type of players on your team. Caleb Douglas, in Miami. If you need to drop names, brother, I haven't seen the name Dante Foreman in so long. But you can drop him. Alexander Madison. You can drop him. Elijah Higgins. Oh my gosh. You've got Mike Williams rostered. Oh my goodness. Gabe Davis, Lil Jordan Humphrey, Cavante Turpin, Hunter Renfro. You could probably drop an entire roster. Okay. I'm going to name the following guys that probably mean nothing in Dynasty football. Andy Dalton, Deuce Vaughn, Madison, Deonta Foreman, Will Disley, Lil Jordan Humphrey, Mike Evans, or Williams, sorry, Cavante Turpin, Renfro, Gabe Davis, Xavier Hutchinson, Elijah Higgins, Keandre Lambert Smith, MVS. That's got to be like 20 names. I'm not saying you need to drop them all, but I imagine that means your waiver wire is very weak. It is. But I would rather roster like a Cole Payton compared to all those other names. I would rather roster Treylon Burks. Like, why not over some of these guys? Yeah. Okay, so it's weird because I'm going to give you... This is going to be weird. I'm going to give you an A- as a team. But that's just simply because I love the baseline you currently have. And with all the capital in the future, I'm imagining you're going to be able to build a really solid team. I don't love building a team intentionally this way where we put so many years to build out from one class, but you're not really doing that because you already have Love, Rice, Tate, Adunze, Pitts, right? So it's a really, really good foundation you've currently set up. Look, I think in season, Rashee Rice is a name that you could probably sell. Same with Kyler Murray. No other names I think you really need to sell, especially in a 2 tight end league. I think Kyle Pitts is a strong hold. So, with that in mind, Kyler Murray, can we get a future mid first for Kyler Murray? For Rashee Rice, we want 2 future firsts, assuming in season he's really competing at a high level. You could also go like tight end plus a first, right? So like Harold Fannin plus a future first, assuming Harold Fannin hasn't like fallen apart in season. You could also pivot from Rice in that same tier. I know you've got Tate, but can you get Jordan Tyson plus something? Could you move Rice for a Tet McMillan in season if Rice is performing at a higher level? Right? Emeka Egbuka plus something. Like an Egbuka plus KC Concepcion or something. And then we'll send back, Rashee Rice and Denzel Boston. Just hypothetically there. Let's say Tyson plus... Who has Tyson? Let's see what could make sense there. Tyson plus... there's not a plus here, so probably Tyson doesn't work. But outside of that, I mean, I'm not selling any of these other names. Adunze I want to build around. Tate I want to build around. Hunter isn't worth selling. You can't sell Pitts in a 2 tight end league. Not going to sell Jeremiah Love. Daniel Jones isn't really worth much. So trust the process, man. You're already on the right path. Let's reconvene in 2027 offseason. Sell some of these vets if, you know, like Rice and Murray, if the price is high and you can justify it. But you also don't have to sell anybody. You know, you can just run this team back into 2027 with all those picks and really start to become one of the top dogs in this league. Appreciate you letting me look at the squad. You did have a trade question. I wasn't sure if it was related to this team or not. You don't have Pollard on this team, so I assume it's not. You're sending away Pollard for Shakir in a second. I couldn't care less about any asset in this deal. I'll be honest with you. Like, none of these assets really matter that much to me. So I'll take the Shakir in a second. I wonder, instead of Shakir, could you get Johnston? Could you get Golden? Could you get Coker? I'd rather have any of those 3 names. But if you're not able to do it, I'll settle for Shakir. I just would rather try those 3 names first and see how far I can stretch it. Is Big Sty in the chat? Are you in the chat with me, Big Sty? Let me know if you're here, brother. Here and accounted for, as my camera just keeps freaking out. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let's go to Big Sty here. The Wolf of Trade Street is the team name. And it's a Superflex start 10. Okay, let me see, Mike. I don't think that will be a problem, Mike. Just trying to think out loud here. Only thing I would say, Mike, is set your queue for like the 10th round onwards. But yeah, I don't think that will be a problem. Yeah, because the draft will start right at 7. We'll probably stay there for an hour and a half. So it'll probably be like 8:30 when we start to go to reviews. So that will be right around the time. I don't think that will be a problem. And if not, I can just ask Sammy to make your picks while we move on as well until you pick it back up. Okay. Big Sty. We said Superflex start 10, right? Yeah, Superflex start 10. Yeah, no worries, Mike. That works out well. Okay, you are currently ranked 1st in this league, Big Sty. You are 4th at quarterback, 2nd at running back, 1st at receiver, and 4th at tight end. I don't see any picks there. We'll see. He says, trade away all my future picks to win $250 high stakes league now. Pot will pay for my rebuild. I had tons of players fall super far value. Wise, Burrow, 309. Wow. Neighbors, 209. Brian, 7th. Wilson, 5th. Chase. Sheesh, these are some great values. Awesome, awesome. We are starting in this league. Start 10. Burrow, Lawrence, Hampton, Walker, Chase, Neighbors, Kraft, London, Wilson, Judkins, maybe Tootin, maybe Wandale, Laporta. This is an awesome team, man. Obviously, you don't have any draft capital, but I don't really mind. I think this is definitely like that juggernaut tag, right? Juggernaut of a team, enough depth if injuries occur, a lot of top-end talent with the Burrow, Chase stack, Neighbors, London, Hampton. That's a good team. I'm probably going to give you a, feels like very much like A minus, A minus to me. Maybe it's not A plus, but you know, maybe quarterback 3 there is the main weakness, but not really a weakness with how strong this team is. A lot of untouchables here. Jamar Chase, Malik Neighbors. You can put Burrow there. Players that I want to hold. Aaron Rodgers, just because you need a quarterback 3 at this point as you're trying to contend right now. Jalen Coker. Would like to see what Jalen Coker could become. I'll keep Tucker Kraft, but I wouldn't be opposed to shopping Laporta. And Gunnar Helm worth keeping as well, with this being a tight end premium format. Players that you can drop. If you needed to drop someone, you could drop Howard. I know you've got the entire quarterback room, so you can hold it if you want. And Caldwell, if you had to drop somebody. On the waiver wire, I'm assuming it's naked here. Yeah, no one that interests me enough to drop the players that you currently have on the team. I mean, wow, it's funny because, like, what trade ideas do I really give you? You don't have any draft capital to work with. Okay, we can look at Sam Laporta. We can look at a trade for Laporta. There's a tight end premium. I don't know. I just don't think you even need to make a move, but I wouldn't be opposed to like a 2-for-2. Where you upgrade at running back, for example. Who needs tight end? The Kincaid owner has Travion Henderson. So what about something like this, Big Sty, where you send Laporta and I guess we'll go Bashul Tootin, unless you just want to hold on to the Tootin, you know, year 2. We want Travion Henderson and Dalton Kincaid. That's the type of 2-for-2 I'd be talking about, where you slightly downgrade somewhere to upgrade elsewhere. Or even Brenton Strange, I would do the same deal. Brenton Strange instead is fine. Okay, that would be awesome. Kittle was an ideal name, and yeah, this is perfect because I want Kittle or Goddard, actually. Okay, so let's say George Kittle plus Chase Brown for Sam Laporta plus Bashul Tootin. I would do Dallas Goedert, but we need something else here. This can't be a straight swap. So give us a Lawrence Lamar swap. This is just getting too complicated. Goddard's not going to work. Goddard won't work, but that's okay. Bowers, Fannin, Sadiq, Gadsden. The Gadsden owner has no running backs that we like enough. Loveland owner is fine. Ferguson. How about a Andrews Taylor? Mark Andrews plus Jonathan Taylor. Like something like that. in a tight end premium. I think Andrews is a little bit undervalued. I do it for Likely or Ferguson as well if they prefer. I just think Andrews is the most underrated there. What I wouldn't do it for Saquon. I mean, I'm not opposed if you did like a Laporta for Saquon Barkley straight up in a tight end premium, but not this big 2 for 2. But dude, when you have no picks, when you've got a stellar team, there's not a lot of trade ideas I can come up with at that point. You know, as a person who has to contend for years to come, you've got a great team, young enough to really compete for the next 4 or 5 years. No real weaknesses if I nitpick quarterback 3, and a lot of players that can improve value with Tootin and Judkins and Kraft, Lawrence. So it's a fantastic team. Go out there and try and win for the next 4 years in a row, man. The only reason I would be selling off players is if injuries occur and I can't really fill my lineups anymore, But that is it for today, y'all. I will be live tomorrow with Sammy doing a real startup draft. I'd love for you guys to come join me. If you like, we'll be here live a little bit earlier than normal. We'll be live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? So come join us then. The draft will start sharp at... It'll start sharp at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Appreciate y'all hanging out. If you want to get your playbooks or trade questions in, you'll be at the top of tomorrow's queue. Go check out the content that I released today. I released a buy low video. Tomorrow, I'll be releasing my first redraft video of the year. Would really appreciate it if you guys love my content here on Dynasty Land Football. If you would go subscribe to the redraft channel. Really excited for that video to come out. Obviously, appreciate the support that you guys show on all the content. If you want to know 10 players I'm in on in redraft, obviously they would be players I'd be in on for Dynasty as well. And then if you haven't followed the Shorts channel yet, you can go follow the Short channel here as well. But that's it for today, guys. Appreciate you hanging out, and we'll see you tomorrow. Nothing but love.